forward to this race and looking forward to seeing how the day progresses, because I know this is it's gonna change a lot as the day continues, which is what we all love so much about Kansas. So excited for it. Hopefully I can get Menards back through victory lane here with Spectracide and everybody else there.
You're on the pole, as we said, and +8 to the cut line, so good opportunity for the 20 team to pad that even more today.
All right, thanks, Dylan. I think the big question is, can Jones get it done again today, Parker?
I'm going to get on the limb here. Yes. That's not just because he's won twice, he's on the pole, he's been super fast, but something he's told us throughout this playoff, and as we've led to this moment, was that Kansas fits his driving style. When you have that confidence as a driver at a place that you think fits you, it's amazing the performance you can put out there. He absolutely can win today.
So if we're not looking at the 20, Jamie, who else probably has a decent chance?
Well, I think you got to look at junior motorsports drivers. I'd say Connor Zilic sticks out. You think about it, 15 straight, top 5 finishes, 7 of the last 9 races. Look at all the win stickers on the top of that car. You have to pick him every single weekend. It's been incredible. And then his teammate Justin Allgaier has already won 3 times this year. The mile and a half that we had at Miami. He's just a factor every single weekend. It seems like no matter where we go. So keep your eye on both of those guys.
What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How the hell's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great fucking day. Today. Oh, wait, shit. Fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the playoffs thing is being weird. How the hell is everybody doing today? Today, we got the Kansas Lottery 300 from Kansas City, Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. Yeah. Most things in Kansas City are actually in Missouri, which is weird. I don't like that. It's always been my biggest pet peeve, is the whole Kansas City thing. You know? It's like you should name it something else if it's going to be in 2 different states. You know? I don't know.
Still so much to see. Ask about Next Generation EYLEA HD, a treatment retina specialists trust.
Hello. Can you play in the NFL? No. But with the Old Spice NFL collection, can you smell like you play?
Yes. So let's get the race breakdown for today.
Makes you smell powerful enough to throw a touchdown around the planet and back to yourself. Except now the ball is signed.
Green flag is at 4:10. It's a 200 lap race around a 1.5 mile track, so that is 300 miles. The stages today are 45 laps for the first stage, 45 laps for the second stage, so that'll be lap 95 or 90, lap 90, yeah, lap 90. And the final 110 laps is the final stage. Fuel run is 60 to 65 laps. So in the first 2 stages, you'll be good. You won't have to pit under green. But in the final stage, if it went green for long enough, you would. Harrison Burton, Garrett Smithley, and Daniel Dye are to the rear of the field. Brandon Jones is on the pole for today. My win pick is Sam Mayer. He starts in 3rd. My boy Sheldon starts in 10th. Hoping he can come up and win, you know. You know. Hoping for a good race today. Yeah, I was going to stream Red Sox today. Like, I was considering it, but then I was like, what's the point of watching a bunch of hungover dudes try to play baseball for a game that doesn't even really matter? Like, we've already clinched the playoffs, so all this does is, like, we're trying to figure out seeding right now.
We could get the job done, get a win. If it was to make it past the round of 12 and make it to the round of 8. I've just had so much success there, where I got my first Xfinity win, had multiple pole positions. We've actually had multiple wins there, so it's just one that fits my driving style so well. I search for every year to come back and be competitive at it.
Kansas is one of my favorite tracks as well. It's, you're up on the fence. It's just a unique racetrack, pretty low banking and low grip, and it races really well. There's so many grooves and seams, and running the fence. There's just a lot of different ways you can go around that track, and that definitely makes it one of the more unique racetracks we go to.
A lot to keep track at Kansas Speedway, especially if you're a young driver like Brendan Queen, who's making just his Series start after his debut last
But yeah, there's an
week at
issue with the
Bristol.
points,
So
the
tonight is
playoffs
that
thing,
qualifying will
because
start
it's
in
showing the
this
Justin
position.
Bonsignor is in the playoffs,
He told
and it has
everything
Austin
about
Hill
this series was very new to Butterbean.
all the way down in 35th.
Baby steps. There will
So there's a
be
glitch with it, hoping it like fixes itself when the race starts.
Green flag pit stops. The goal,
But
though,
yeah,
is for
for
the
now
guys
we
to
got this. I mean, it's
all
the
day long, Dylan.
And Cam Rookie Williams
second race of the playoffs. I don't think there's anything like
different.
different.
Started in the last 11 races earlier this morning. Today's going to be a good opportunity to evaluate just how much better this 18 team has gotten. His best career finish on a 1.5-mile track is just 13th, but we've had
Zillage
an
won
entire
Bristol,
summer
right?
that has come and gone since then. So they'll get a real opportunity here.
No,
to
who won
evaluate where
Bristol?
they're
I don't even
at.
remember who
Williams
won
is much
fucking
improved
Bristol,
as a
dude.
driver. The team understands
I
now what
genuinely
they need from
don't.
their race cars, and they're lined up 6th today with another opportunity for a
Yeah, I saw
positive
your response, Jaden.
Thanks, Dylan. Let's get back to some playoff contenders right now. And if you're thinking about a driver, Parker, that really needs
Who the fuck
a
won
rebound
Bristol?
Today, Sammy Smith certainly comes to mind.
Oh yeah, it was
Johnson, a
Almirola. That's
massive
right.
play, and he was super fast in practice and one-lap speed. And
That's
in the
why
long
it's
run,
probably
that car
happening.
looked
It's a
really
glitch
good.
with the
Fortunately,
yeah.
qualified
It makes
14,
sense.
so they won't be too
Fun.
happy with that. And that's the positive. The negative, he only has one top 10 at this track in all his starts. He's going to need the best day he's ever had at Kansas. He looks pretty locked in right there.
Looks like he's taking a
Yeah, I don't know. He looks locked in to me. He's going to need that today to go fight for this championship.
And if you're thinking about a driver that needs to continue,
Oh, it's
their
messed up on the
consistency,
app, too.
Think
Okay.
of a guy like Harrison Burton, Jamie.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Harrison Burton, he's actually going
So
to have to
it's-
go to the tail end.
everybody's
of the
having that
line
issue.
they've had
It's not
after
just me.
qualifying started,
At least I'm not alone.
But he did. He's had a little momentum coming off of Bristol. That 7th place finish there has found himself on the right side of the cut line. But he will have his work cut out for him today here at Kansas.
All right, well, as we get ready to start today's pre-race ceremonies, Golden Corral would like to take a moment to thank our nation's heroes. It's a privilege to serve those who serve. Let's now head out for our pre-race ceremonies at Kansas Speedway.
Speaking of Golden Corral, you should.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise as you're able. Remove your hats, and veterans render a hand salute as the Nevada High School Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to offer today's invocation, please welcome from Barker Memorial Church of God in Christ, Pastor Randall Manning.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity. We ask your blessings upon this racing event. Bless the drivers and the supporting crew members who will contribute their skills for a safe and victorious race. Lord, bless the families, friends, and all that are present. This we pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Kansas City, Missouri-based American blues and soul musician Danielle Nicole.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
America.
Golden Corral has supported our veterans for over 2 decades through military appreciation nights, providing meals to veterans and active duty service members at no cost. And as a founding partner of Camp Corral, Golden Corral helps send children of wounded, ill, or fallen military members to summer camp each year. It truly is a special experience for those kids and their families. Well, 25, that's how many times we've been to this track in Kansas. Primed to add to that today in its lone race on the schedule. We'll get you ready to go racing with the Command that's just ahead.
I was known for showing up and showing out, but psoriasis shut me down.
It stole my motivation. But I'm done letting psoriasis keep me at home. With Bimzelx, I can't wait to say, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief. Bimzelx helps adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis control plaques to deliver clearer skin fast for results that last. Most people got 100% clear skin, some after the first dose. Now, I like what I see looking back at me.
I'm saying so long to long sleeves.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx, also approved for psoriatic arthritis and HS.
How's my little champ doing? Okay, let's soothe that cold.
Yes, please.
NyQuil Hot Remedy soothes your cold symptoms to sleep. NyQuil Hot Remedy, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Zombies, run!
Here they are, new Skechers Aeroburst, the first running shoe designed with aerodynamics in mind.
They're fast.
It's the slowpoke zombie.
Uh-oh. Skechers Aeroburst, scary fast.
Your next breakdown could be anytime, anywhere.
The last thing I remember is just the engine cut out.
Endurance has you covered. It was like almost a $6,000 job. Endurance covered it.
Right now, you can get $300 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now. Call 1-833-880-3821 for a free quote.
Don't hurt him, Kev. All dripped up. Got the new iPhone 17 Pro, and Verizon picked up the tab on the best 5G network, baby.
No way.
It's me. Handsome and hilarious. No way. I know. I'm even finer in person. Ooh.
No way.
Wait, it was about the iPhone? Come on.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us on the best 5G network.
That's real nice.
In the dictionary, the definitions of drama is playoffs.
Some of those guys are racing super hard, that's probably why.
The drama is building.
And everybody's looking for consistency starting right now.
You're either good enough or not good enough.
Kansas Speedway, just west of downtown Kansas City.
Hi, fellas. Having a good day here.
Kansas equals calamity.
It is slick. That grip you're looking for is up there by the wall. And of course, by the wall is where the danger is.
Got to keep up with the racetrack.
That misstep, that issue could be right around the corner every lap.
We'll go here and battle this whole place all day.
Doesn't matter the playoff points and all the other implications. Number one is to get the win.
It's now or never. It's all or nothing. Drivers, start your engine!
Let's get those most famous words.
It is a very warm afternoon here at Kansas Speedway, and things are heating up for the playoff drivers, including Sam Mayer. After practice, I talked to the driver of the number 41, and he had a huge smile on his face, an indicator of the confidence he has in his car here this afternoon, and rightfully so. He then backed it up with a third-place qualifying effort, and yes, a win is always what they want when they come to the racetrack each weekend, but the team told me a top 3 day in both stages and the race would put them in a very good point spot as they head to the elimination race next weekend at the Roval. They already have a nice buffer, Dylan. They start today plus 35 to the cut line.
And Taylor Gray comes in at just plus 3. Not exactly comfortable, but as his crew chief Jason Ratcliffe put it, better than being minus 3. We've come to expect quiet and clean days from the 54 team, but with a best finish of 14th the last 6 races, the time is now for them.
Yeah,
to
the
take
points
a
aren't
step
even
up, and they
accurate
know
because
it.
of all
A great
that.
opportunity lies ahead today in a track that Taylor does have Xfinity Series race laps in last year, and with a team in Joe Gibbs Racing who has proven so far today that they are the cars to beat this afternoon. Gray will try for Xfinity win at number 1 from the second starting spot today.
And after Justin Allgaier, it's Brandon Jones that has the most playoff experience. Of course, he's your pole sitter today, making his 7th playoff appearance. He's had quite the past few seasons at JGR, then Junior Motorsports, back to JGR. What did he learn during that time? He said, I'm still respectful, but I've learned to be more direct in my communication with my team. He said he feels it's helped him tremendously with his results this season and will hopefully help him break through the championship four for the first time in his career. Of course, he wants to advance to the round of 8, but that's the big goal for this season. It's time to get the engines fired.
Kansas Speedway, let's give a big Chiefs Kingdom welcome to your Grand Marshal. He's a former outside linebacker from 2006 to 2018, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and one of the most dominant pass rushers in franchise history, Kansas City Chiefs legend Tom Bahali.
I just want to say, God bless America, and driver, start your engine!
Engines are fired. Here from Kansas Speedway.
Buckle up for some of the best racing of the season. We got 200 laps waiting for us at Kansas Speedway. Cars roll off and the playoffs roll on when we return on the CW.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see, and she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapor.
Consumer Cellular is lowering the price for those 50 and up. Get 2 unlimited lines for $30 each. That's just $60 a month. So switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage satisfaction. Visit consumercellular.com today.
Tomorrow.
Feel the thunder!
10 teams, 5 riders, 1 goal to be legendary. The PBR Camping World Team Series. Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific on the CW.
Call the Nice Guys for all your home service needs. That's heating, air conditioning, plumbing, bathroom remodels, drain cleaning, and electrical. That's right, one call does it all. 457-6911. And remember, for the Nice Guys.
How are you?
I met a client named John and his wife in the hospital. On his way home one day, driving his motorcycle, the car had cut in front of him, sent him flying 50 feet, had some major injuries, multiple hip surgeries. Not only did he have the pain, he had the concerns. You know, how am I going to support my children? How am I going to feed the family? The doctor told him it'd probably be a year before he got back on his feet. Through hard work and persistence, using the Stanley system, we got him the results he deserved. At Stanley Law, we're the maximum award people.
You know what they say about judging a book by its cover. Everyone with an addiction has a story to tell. Don't know. Don't judge. Addiction is a medical condition, not a choice. And those living with it deserve support, not judgment or rejection. Stop stigma and support treatment. Learn more at oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Every step of the way.
The Nice Guys are gearing up for heating season. Call now to set up your free estimate on Carrier high-efficiency furnaces at great specials. That's Charles Heating Air Conditioning.
What's up, Biscuit? How you doing?
457-6911. And remember, we're the Nice Guys.
Good afternoon from the nation's heartland. CW Sports welcomes you to Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. After a weekend off, today is race number 2 in the round of 12 for NASCAR's Xfinity Series. And we're doing it. It's always entertaining. Mile-and-a-half racetrack. Welcome in, everybody, with Parker Kligerman, Jamie McMurray. I'm Adam Alexander. So 2 races in now to the playoffs. Second race here today, and it is tight right there at the cut line, Jim.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at the distance from Harrison Burton down to Jesse Love in 10th, it's only about 12 points, Parker.
Sweating your
It's tight
balls
as it
off?
can
Why are you
get
so...
right there. You see all those
Turn the
guys,
fucking
Burton,
fan on,
Brandon
dude.
Jones, Sheldon Creed, Taylor Gray, all of them. A lot of pressure on these guys today. And one of those you mentioned was Brandon Jones, who had the first blow on the playoff field in terms of going and getting the pole here today. Was super fast. This is a track that he has said fits his driving style. He's won here twice, multiple pole positions. He could go out there and lock himself in the next round with a win today for sure. They'll all be chasing
80s in here.
Career pole 13 for Brandon Jones. Is it all Joe Gibbs Racing front row? Let's
Turn the damn AC on.
Starting grid.
Yeah, I want to take a look at Brandon Butterbean Queen. He's qualified 4th in just his second Xfinity Series start. He's going to be the 2025 ARCA
No,
champion.
you already
As
took
long
it
as
out.
he starts the race
Yeah,
at
never take it out until like
and Sheldon
October.
Creed
I don't remember.
outside of row
Did you say you live somewhere in Mass?
At Bristol with an average
But like,
finish of
yeah,
just
always
over
wait till like
6.
October to take that shit out.
Can he finally get to victory lane? And on the next page, we've got 6 playoff drivers. Sammy Smith starts 14. He enters 24 points below the cut line after his engine failure at Bristol. And then there's Austin Hill in 17th. He has 3 top 10s and 4 Kansas starts, but comes in 16 points on the wrong side of the cut today. Yeah, Hill's going to have his work cut out for him. I want to go down here and talk about a couple of the smaller teams that have great runs at Bristol. Jeremy Clements and Brennan Poole were 9th and 10th in Thunder Valley. They're going to start back at 25th and 29th, respectively, today. Cool to see the run that Brennan Poole and that Alpha Prime team have been on. And starting tail end of the field day will be Daniel Dye. They had a rear end issue in practice and didn't make a lap in qualifying. Got a lot of work to do for them.
I want to highlight row 16, Austin Green. His uncle Jeff won the first ever race here in 2001. His dad David won here in 2003. And he's a road course guy, but trying to get it done on the oval here today. And now we do our keys to Mobil 1 Victory Lane. What do you see, Jamie?
Well, we talk about what a fun track this is. The drivers love it. Restarts are always chaotic here. You're going to see guys 4 wide fighting for every position on the track, and a lot of that is because of you got to find your groove at this track. There's so many options. Run all the way on the bottom, all the way up against the wall. But if you want to get to victory lane, the big thing you're going to have to do is outrun Connor Zilic. He's won 7 of the last 9 races. It's just been the car to beat for the last 15 weeks in a row. You beat Connor Zilic, Adam, I think you got a pretty good shot of being in victory lane.
Let's get the latest on Team 88. Say hello once again to our pit reporters. We start things off with Kim Kuhn. What's happening, Kim?
Yeah, Adam, Connor will take the green flag in the 7th position, which might surprise some people. We're used to seeing him start from the front row, but he told me he didn't run the bottom in practice, so he's a little timid in his qualifying run. And let's talk about that practice. They only ran 11 of what they wanted to run 20 laps, and that was because he got into the wall a little off turn 2, so they called it quits about halfway through that practice just to be safe, but it does not diminish their confidence. Yes, he wanted more laps, but he felt like the car seemed like it was good on the long run. Crew Chief Marty Lindley told me, look, I know people have him circled next week for the Roval, but our goal today is to clinch in points, and we will be happy because we have no idea what's going to happen next week with the weather, and the Roval is absolutely unpredictable.
And starting right next to Zilic is Raja Karuth, who is making his first start in the Hendrick Motorsports number 17 car today. The full-time Truck Series racer does have a couple Xfinity Series starts under his belt here at Kansas, but because of that full-time Truck Series experience, there's a couple of racing line related habits that Raja has been very conscious of so far today, just trying to make sure that he does everything right for the Xfinity car this afternoon because they do drive a little bit differently. By the way, if you have followed us on the Xfinity Series all year long, you know who Corey Day is on the left of the screen. You also may recognize Kyle Larson, who has been tutoring Corey in his select starts in that 17 car. Well, Kyle's on the pit box today for Raja. He stuck around after Cup Series qualifying. That'll be a great sounding board, if needed, for the driver of the 17 this afternoon.
Greg Ives up there as well, helping out the team. So this is a star-studded group, no doubt. And now we hear from the 2-team Jesse Love Radio. He qualified outside the top 10 earlier today.
I feel like we got east to win with, so I hope you guys enjoy the show and do the best job we can. Play on offense. It's our biggest thing today, playing on offense.
Well, we heard
Jesse Love talk about this in the pre-race show. He felt really good about his car. You see the confidence bleeds over right here at the start of the race, trying to get the team pumped up. Be curious to see what he's able to do with what he's got today.
It's a big day for RCR as a whole with him and Austin Hill below the cut line. They need a really strong day today. With the Roval looming next week and all the chaos that can ensue there, we're going to have a solid day today.
Pacing the field today, the Toyota. And that's fitting because they paced in qualifying. Reference the fact that Brandon Jones starts on the pole, his third career pole here at Kansas. Next to him, the rookie Taylor Gray.
All right.
It's the 71st
Get ready to go green.
Joe Gibbs Racing has swept the front row in qualifying in the NASCAR.
So with my food we get here before green,
Jones
that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen during their stage break either.
That's a great point.
Hopefully we get an early
Last
caution.
NASCAR race, there wasn't a distinct advantage on either of those. I think the outside is an easier lane to manage. Not getting put 3 wide with the car that restarts third, but we're going to see that all day long, these guys learning.
Last year, he took the outside, lost the lead through 1 and 2. I think he remembers that and thought, I'm going to do that different today.
He watched the tape.
Yeah, he did. Did his homework.
Playoff drivers delivered in qualifying. Good handful of them inside the top 10 as we anticipate the green flag. 6 straight weeks in the Xfinity Series, and then we'll crown a
Green flag. We are racing from Kansas.
Really good start from Taylor Gray there. Yeah, great start. Allgaier all over the back of Sam Mayer as he gives him a little bit of a push down into turn 1. That distance being shorter, you see, is an advantage for Jones, but if he can stay with that side draft, Taylor Gray on the outside, it's Mayer going to try to make it 3 wide in the middle.
I saw Jones pull away. Here comes Mayer in the 41. Dancing on the white line. Gray getting it wound up outside lane in the 54.
That's what Brandon Jones didn't want to have happen. It allows Gray to get to that right rear corner tail so he can use the side draft to get back beside him. He's done here and has momentum on the outside.
Well, and now they're going way faster than they were on the restart. I think this.
Let me see real quick if they fixed this. Oh, no, they didn't.
1 and 2 on this lap. You see Mayer trying to get to the outside of Brandon Jones as well.
Taylor Gray's race lead outside lane on the turn 2. That's Jesse Love in the red, white number 2 getting out of line. Racing with Sheldon Green in the red, yellow 00. 3 wide for position outside is Roger Caruth in the 17.
Yeah, it looked like the 88 got stalled right there as he was on the inside of Williams Sawalich. Held up that inside lane just a little bit. You see Williams got a little bit of momentum on the outside as well.
That's a terrible feeling for Jesse Love. He had so much momentum down into turn 3 on the inside. You think if I could just clear these guys to work on the front stretch, he gets stalled out and loses 2 or 3 positions down the front stretch.
We look at our bumper, all the playoff drivers.
So Taylor Gray is taking the lead in the opening laps.
Green today. Once you clinch a spot in the round of 8, we'll change the highlight to green. 19 there, Justin Bonsignor. Last time out in the Xfinity Series, that team won with Eric Almirola at Bristol. Eric won here a year ago with Seth Chapka on the pit box, and that's who's calling the shots for that team today.
See right here, Connor Zilic gets right up on the 18, has to check up. That makes Creed have to check up that whole lane a little bit. I'll tell you what, though, that sticks out to me as we watch this. Look at how they're 3 wide. And it's that way all the way throughout the pack. That's the reason the guys, the drivers love coming to this racetrack, is because you have so many options. The bottom seems to be the dominant lane right here on fresh tires, but we know it's going to migrate up to the wall.
And Rogers, who's still learning these Xfinity Series cars there, got to the back bumper of Williams Sawalich and was hesitant to push him, kind of trying to get to the outside. They had a little contact. I think if he could do that over again and make a mental note of, you probably just wanted to push the 18 in that position, you would have gained 1 more position.
Blue and black 26 is Dean Thompson. Racing for 12th there as we flash back to the top 5, and the racing for a spot here. Justin Allgaier in the 7 going after Brandon Jones in the 20. That's for 2nd on track.
Yeah, those are really hard passes to complete. Once that top comes the dominant line, you have so much momentum. You can get that run on the inside and almost get beside him mid-corner, but the momentum's on the outside. As you see now, Allgaier decides to go to the middle. You see Sam Mayer all the way on the bottom. It's so much fun to watch.
That
awesome.
shot is what Kansas was all about.
It is.
1 on the white line, 1 in the middle, and the 1 flashing out by the wall.
If you want to know why every driver in practice and qualifying got out there, we interviewed and said, I just love this place. It's so much fun. This is exactly why. I mean, look around here. There's cars all over the place. You feel like as a driver, you control your destiny. If it's not working up top for you, go to the bottom. Try the middle. There's somewhere to go for anyone. And I think the place that you really look to do is you look at Chris Neckis diving inside of Dean Thompson right now. It's up times you're just trying to get clean air to that nose, and this track allows you to do that.
Yeah, it's so true that it might not be the best line or the fastest line for your car, but as long as you get the clean air on your nose, if you have a little more grip in that car in front of you, you can get to their outside or to their inside.
Austin Hill trying to make up some ground, 14th. Right behind him, the rookie Christian Eckes, who's got a great history here. Didn't make the playoffs, but has won in Kansas in both truck and ARCA competition. Bonsignor is there in the 48 of Nick Sanchez, another rookie driver that is a part of the championship equation.
Slowly seeing them start to migrate up a little bit, but I'm surprised as we're 7 laps in that the bottom still seems to be maybe the dominant lane right now. You see Harrison Burton, who had to start tail end of the field, has worked his way up to 27th right now.
Harrison Burton had to start in the rear
because
up to 27th.
Qualifying. In fact, Daniel Dye was back there, didn't even make a
making some good moves.
You see here from outside the top 30 to 27.
Dye's right in front of Harrison Burton. And the interesting thing for Daniels, he didn't make a qualifying attempt, so got to start the race on sticker tires while all these other guys started on their qualifying tires, which had a few laps on them. And I mentioned that just because there's so much difference here in tires and lap time, the amount of fall off that you see. Allgaier slides inside of Jones. Can he stall him out, or is Jones going to get that run back on exit? Oh, he wants to go to the outside. Not quite. It covers.
What a great block there by Justin Allgaier. The thing that you saw there was we talked about the bottom being so hard to pass. If you're going to make it work, you do exactly what he did. He had the momentum down the backstretch. He shot to the bottom for lower distance, slid up the racetrack in front of with 20 there. Brendan Jones was able to cover him down the front stretch, and that is how you make a pass. Textbook.
Two really good veterans that are great on the mile and a half, racing for a championship, but throwing punches early. And this move was key for Taylor Gray to get ahead of the curve and take the lead. He's a rookie, but 54 showing off in front of the crowd here in Kansas. Gray out front early in the Heartland.
Men, get ahead of your curve with a bump. Explore Peyronie's disease treatments at GetSomebody4PD.com.
My heart has 2 chambers. One for my family, one for my Kohl's Cash.
Follow your heart. All month, enter for a chance to win Kohl's Cash and get epic deals on fall favorites now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com.
Harbor Freight tools keep getting better with time. Better performance, better durability, better value. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. 10 straight days of incredible deals going on now through October 1st.
People love ArchFit technology so much that Skechers put it into even more hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Just step in with no bending down or touching. Plus, ArchFit gives you amazing arch support. They're so comfortable you don't want to slip them off. Try ArchFit Skechers slip-ins.
You know what's crazy? That this is better than cooking at home. I mean, more affordable than groceries.
Of course. Groceries are expensive.
Thought I was in trouble there for a second.
Oh, you are.
Don't hurt him, Kev. All dripped up. Got the new iPhone 17 Pro, and Verizon picked up the tab on the best 5G network, baby.
No way.
It's me. Handsome and hilarious.
No way.
I know. I'm even finer in person.
I'll be right back.
Come on.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us on the best 5G network.
That's real nice.
There's a method to all this motorsports madness. A reason we do all this shifting, launching, and battling over a bottle of champagne. We harness this and put it in that so you can feel like this. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Say you get a home on Airbnb with a chef's kitchen. Now you can get a chef on Airbnb to cook in it. Or if you get a ski house, now you can get an après-ski massage. Or if you get a place in the clouds, now you can get a yoga teacher to keep you grounded. Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
I'm a big rocker. And while you're down there posing for pictures, I'm seeing the bigger picture from up here. And this little birdie's telling me it's time for this rock to roll. Photo bomb! And if you don't have the right insurance, let's give away flat in your savings.
Awesome.
So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
French toast nibblers or breakfast nachos?
Actually, I was thinking about heading out only because I want to beat the traffic.
The best part of the sleepovers the next day. I was going to throw the games on.
You're a Notre Dame guy. I'm from Texas.
Winners never compromise.
What?
Yeah. I mean, how can you call yourself a sports fan without Xfinity? You've got multi-view.
The best college and pro games all in one place? I'm not going anywhere.
You ever tried pancakes and guac? You're about to. Yes, let's go. I got a little recipe, and I can't tell you, but I think you're going to be happy.
Hey race fans, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Enter the speed stakes from my friends at Roto-Rooter, and you can win a VIP race experience. Download the free Roto-Rooter app, tap Speed Stakes in the menu, and enter to win VIP passes to any 2026 race, plus airfare, hotel stay, and $1,200 spending money. Get the Roto-Rooter app today.
Closed captioning for this race brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. You know, one of my favorite things about this time of year is how the playoff drivers just find their way as we ride on board with Ryan Ellis here, courtesy of Tableau TV. But I look at our top 10. 7 of the top 10 are playoff guys, including the top 6. They are finding a way to get it done here this afternoon.
And just real quickly, some of the motions I saw there from Ryan Ellis, he runs P30 right now, would tell me why he's running there. His car looks very loose on the exit of the corner, so we saw a lot of hand movement there. But we saw a pass or a lead when we were in break here, just off guard, caught up to Taylor Gray. It was a very similar move as to how he got the second past Brandon Jones. Side drafts down the backstretch, uses that momentum and the shorter distance to the bottom here, and then slowly slides up the racetrack to cut off the air there of Taylor Gray. And that's how he took the lead and sort of vault away from that 54, Dylan.
Yeah, in the laps leading up to that, Tony Hirschman, the veteran spotter for the 54, was on the radio trying to coach up his driver where he felt like the 7 car was maybe a little better. Listen.
Hi, Chester.
It's off at 2, Tony. It's like he gets his mid-speed, turns down low, and he can get the wide open center. He gets in for sure.
That was actually Jason.
That was Ratcliffe, the crew chief on the 54, telling Tony Hirschman to then tell his driver. So the 54 is battling slipping of the rear tires right now, which is also why he's falling back, as is the 20, his teammate behind him.
There's Ratcliffe, who won here 2013 with Matt Kinson.
Yeah, a lot of experience right there on the left-hand side of your screen. Jason Ratcliffe, looking at the data and all the information that they have there on the pit box to tell the spotter what to tell Taylor. As a driver, you're helpless sometimes, right? You're like, well, where are we getting beat at? What do I need to work on? It's great information for those guys. You see Austin Hill getting to the inside of Raja right here. See a lot of those passes right there, just kind of sliding inside the Parker. The thing that sticks out to me is they're just not getting right against the wall. And normally Kansas, that last tenth comes from being 6 or 8 inches off the wall all the way around the track, and we're just not seeing that happen today. Well, and that's a good moment there for Austin Hill. He's moved up from starting 17th in the top 10, so it's big as we see Brendan Jones go to the inside of his teammate Taylor Gray here. Similar pass that you saw from Justin Allgaier, moves up to the top to cover there. But yeah, to your point about the outside, it's like no one is wanting to get on the wall. It takes major commitment. It is a little early in the race to do that, and the guy I would think would be there earlier than anyone because he's one of the best at running the wall would be Sheldon Creed. We haven't seen him run the wall at all. And remember, this is a new right side tire this year at Kansas for these Xfinity Series cars. That could have an effect on being able to run the wall or the rubber that's been laid down on the track. As you see him right there, just running that middle groove, not quite going all at the top, maybe doing a bit of a diamond right now. Probably not happy with his car, but I would assume he would be one of the first up on that wall. We haven't seen it. I see a lot of loose cars, and I always found it easier to run the wall with my car being a little bit tight. A little snug on entry, kind of having something to pull on. And if you're loose, it's just hard to commit to doing that. Kim?
Yeah, and Sheldon may be just better on the long run, so give it a couple laps to see if he can then move up to the top because it fired off free, but just as this past lap said, it's finally starting to come to him. So we'll see what that double zero has on the long run. Let's go a little bit further up in the field. Connor Zilic currently running in the 5th position and has made a couple of gains since starting 7th, but man, this team was so confident coming into this race. Connor finished here 4th last year, and then you think about his team, Marty Lindley and the group around him, they were the one team the majority majority of them last year. They won stage 2, so a lot of confidence. But right now, just chasing the balance. Take a listen to what Connor's saying on the radio.
Now I just got tight. I don't know. Solo in place. Obviously low grip, just keep it easy with it. Just helps us drive down the straightaways. Your entry centers are pretty equal. I think my final consensus is loose in, tight off.
That's pretty typical of Kansas, and not what the crew chief wanted to hear. But remember, this team only ran 13 laps in practice. He had touched the wall. They quit practice early, essentially. He said he wanted more laps, and this is maybe some of the things you would have figured out if you ran 18, 20 laps, maybe more than 20 laps. And so I think that maybe put them in a little deficit they're going to have to make up for here in the pit stops.
Yeah, and you talked about, Austin Hill having a good run. Harrison Burton as well, up 15 spots after going all the way to the back. You see he's caught Carson Kvapil for that 20th position. I think he's done a really nice job, guys. The expectation, obviously, being one of those guys that is fighting for a playoff spot, had that great run at Bristol, and having to go to the back today, what's he going to have? He's done a really nice job driving back up in towards the top 20.
When we had the playoff standings in, and it's worth reminding everyone, every position is a point. So as you go throughout the day, especially
playoffs,
in the final
things
stage, that is
fixed
something
yet?
you really have to consider. The other thing I would say here is the standings are back in now for Harrison Burton. The closer you can get to the front, the more opportunities exist if a caution
they need to
is
fix
to come
that.
out, that you can flip the stage, make some gains, or once you make your pit stop, you have a chance to make something out of it. So the latter part of this opening stage is going to be big for that 25 group. You'll see Kvapil going around Matt DiBenedetto, and Patrick Staropoli is there in the 24. Limited opportunities for him, but making the most of it here today. 28 laps in to the opening stage at Kansas. It's Justin Allgaier, the reigning champ, leading.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see, and she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect
Wait, I thought
America.
CW had full screen green flag commercials. What the fuck is this?
Benefits. Apply now. Join
I wouldn't notice.
.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
This was no crime of passion. This was a premeditated murder.
Sometimes the dead do speak.
You know what they say about judging a book by its cover? Everyone with an addiction has a story to tell. Don't know. Don't judge. People who use drugs are still people and have a health condition that can be treated. Support treatment. Abandon stigma. Learn more at oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Every step of the way.
Look closely at this truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, returning lessees can lease a Ford F-150 for $289 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford stores.
The Yankees have clinched a postseason spot, and this is just the beginning. This weekend on Yes, it's full throttle to the finish as the Yankees continue the final homestand of the regular season. Big opportunity for the Yankees. Big swings. Big moments. and a big opportunity.
They're ready. They're fired up. Well, they look so good when they hit home runs.
Yankees-Orioles on Yes and the Gotham Sports Hour.
Take a risk and make your power play by heading to your local lottery retailer to get in the game for tonight's estimated Powerball jackpot of $145 million. Just over 10 laps to go, stage one, NASCAR Xfinity Series racing at Kansas. Been an entertaining first 40 laps or so. And with that, we get our golden moment brought to you by Golden Corral. Highlights all over the place, including Brendan Poole, Austin Green. Here it is.
Oh boy. And I would say there was more to that than we got to see right there. I'd say the lap before there might have been a little contact with the 32 and the 44.
Paybacks are? Well, we'll save that for another time. How about that?
They're tough,
right? You know, Poole is not running great today, back in the 28th position. And that's surprising going a lap down here as Allgaier flashes by, because that team has been so strong lately. Next car Allgaier will see in 27th, the 70 of Leland Honeyman Jr. And the thing to keep in mind in this situation is we get, 10 laps to go in the stage, 3 passes on the line, drivers trying to stay on the lead lap. So a whole bunch in this group of drivers to keep an eye on as we wrap stage one.
And a little bit of what you saw there from Brendan Poole with Austin Green is that little bit of pressure. He's getting told, hey, the leader's right there. He's right behind you. He's on the same straightaway. That sort of messaging that kind of puts some pressure on you to try and move forward. You get very aggressive in those points because when you're within 10 laps to go in the stage, you think if I could just get ahead, maybe I can hold this leader off. But she didn't. Look at that right there, guys. The amount of fall off we talk about at this racetrack. We saw 2 to 2.5 seconds in practice over 25 laps. These guys are running 35-second lap times right now. Yeah, about 2.5 seconds slower than what they started the race at. So when we look at guys getting ready to go a lap down, they want to go quicker, but it gets so slick at this racetrack, and it's a fast track. It's a 1.5 miles. You see those seams on the track. When you run across those wrong, it's like hitting water, hitting oil on the racetrack. The car will get out from underneath you. And what's amazing here is, like, on a hot day like today, when you're going through 3 and 4 and exiting 4, you'll actually spin the tires.
Clear by 3.
Take a listen. Look how long he was out of throttle right there. You heard that. Just almost stopped the car as he slid up in front of Patrick Starpoli there, because there's just no grip, and you just have to be so gentle. That throttle on the exits of the corners, it's amazing how slow you end up going at the end of these runs because of just isn't the grip. Well, you see right there frustration probably on Daniel Dye's part, because you worked so hard to get by somebody, and then as he had to chuck up, you talked about off turn 2, he lost all his momentum, allowed the 24 to get back by him. That whole process is going to start over again. And when you run the top, you saw Starpoli around the top, you have to back that entry up a little bit to then generate the exit momentum that you need. And it's the opposite for what we see Daniel Dye. It's just happening over and over again right now. These two having a great race, but it can be frustrated in that position.
A great view courtesy of the racetostopsuicide.com onboard camera. Let's get more Driver 10 with Kim.
Daniel Dye doing a great job after starting from the rear, currently running in the 22nd position. But you guys were talking about lack of grip, specifically rear grip. His message to the team on the radio was the left rear just keeps jumping out of the racetrack, so that back end wanting to just skirt away from him.
I feel like we hear a lot of guys being loose. We don't hear that many people being tight, so it seems like the balance has shifted loose for the majority of these guys. Which is definitely to your point earlier about why we probably haven't seen the wall come in as much as we thought it would. Is if you're loose. Yeah, well, they're trying.
Yeah. Starting to ride the wall a little bit. Sheldon Creed's in 10th. That's exactly where he started, so he hasn't really made any movement.
As opposed to the right rear. Maybe we'll see some adjustments that start to be a line that people can run stage 2. But one thing that you can do at this point in the stage, if you got a little bit of clean track, you can test it. Oh yeah, you run a couple of laps up there and get an idea, because what the crew chiefs will ask you is, like, tell me the balance difference between running right on the white line, the bottom, the middle, or the top of the racetrack. What do you have in the balance in each of those areas, and which area would you like us to adjust on the most? Like, where can we help you the most? Issues right here.
Who's that? Is it Honeyman?
Leland Honeyman Jr.
Leland Honeyman Jr. has an issue.
We got trying to gather it in. 5 laps to go in the stage. And look down at our bumper and all the blue there. 9 of the top 10 as we head toward the end of stage 1. 4 to go are playoff drivers. But it's this non-playoff driver making headlines now.
Damn.
Oh, sucked around right there.
Off the right rear. Look behind him. Poole reacted, and all of that happening with Brandon Jones, who is like, no, I don't need this in my life. That battle for fourth's been really good, too. The two rookies, Gray and Zilich, going at it.
And similar to what we saw when we were on board with Daniel Dye, sort of a back and forth between two drivers. One tries to pass the inside, gets in front, slides up, and the other driver chooses to do the over-under on them. As we see right here, Zilich back to the inside, got that run, sort of diving in 3 and 4. Tries to use the shorter distance to clear Taylor Gray into 1. He does that, and now it's simply about holding him off as you go to 1 and 2.
And Taylor's screaming. He's like, listen, you've 85 points up on the cut line. I need this point right now.
And Brendan Queen doing an outstanding job. Good qualifying effort. Second.
Brendan Queen's running in 7th right now. Second career start.
When he takes the green flag in Toledo in their season finale and racing with some of the best in the top 10. There he is in the 11, racing the 2 of Jesse Love for 6th. As the battle on the left continues for 4th, 88 Zilich, 54 Taylor Gray, 2 to go on the stage.
Brendan Queen used the lap car there of Jeb Burton as a pick.
2 to go on the stage.
And I think Jesse's thinking the same thing you just said about Taylor Gray. Hey, I need these points.
Don't you know?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, Jesse Love's car fired off really well. He talked about had some confidence heading into today. But it seems to me 5-6 laps ago, that car has really lost a tremendous amount of pace as Queen was able to get back by him. You see the gap that he's able to build in just over a lap.
Got 2 drivers here that have enjoyed great success in Kansas in the ARCA ranks. Queen, who swept this year. Jesse
Final lap of the stage.
Went on to claim the ARCA title. Final lap, stage 1. Allgaier with a 5-second
Yeah, Allgaier's dominating so far.
Jones, Mayer, Zilich, and Gray up there in the top.
Not dominating. He hasn't led every lap, but he's
about
pulling
the
away.
Opportunity to advance. Allgaier comes in 53 above the playoff cut line. Give him 10 more right here.
And Justin Allgaier wins stage 1 at Kansas.
For the champ, Justin Allgaier, who's got his sights set on a return to the round of 8. Jones starts on the pole, doesn't lead a lap in stage 1, but comes home 2nd. Mayer is outstanding. Zilich 4th, Gray is 5th.
So a little under a 26-minute green flag run to get us started here. That's the end of stage 1. Justin Allgaier leads stage 1, and yeah, stage 2 will begin shortly. I'll be right back.
Today, so far, so good for driver 7 in Kansas.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see. And she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
Zoe?
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
Megan, I love you.
And then before you know it, you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
I was known for showing up and showing out, but psoriasis shut me down.
It stole my motivation. But I'm done letting psoriasis keep me at home. With Bimzelx, I can't wait to say, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief. Bimzelx helps adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis control plaques to deliver clearer skin fast for results that last. Most people got 100% clear skin, some after the first dose. Now, I like what I see looking back at me.
I'm saying so long to long sleeves.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx, also approved for psoriatic arthritis and HS.
You better get ready, because it's time for the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs. And there's one thing for sure. You win this, there's no going back. No going back to that place where no one knew your name. Back to that time you didn't know the full weight of the trophy that changes everything. No going back to a world where your name wasn't followed immediately by champion. The NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs, only on the CW.
What the fuck?
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express card. Caution is out here in Kansas. Stage 1 is done, so that means the Whelen caution lights are on. Whelen, the official warning lights of NASCAR, and America's most trusted manufacturer of emergency lights and sirens. Opening stint of the race goes to Justin Allgaier. He's won a stage now in 5 of the last 6 races. Said pretty good for the defending champ as he tries to get back in title mode.
Doesn't surprise me. He always brings fast race cars.
Been really good this year at the 1.5 miles. Led 35 laps today. And with no natural cautions in that opening stage, no chances to get on pit road, so the door is open now, and we know we'll have plenty of takers here. Progressive pit road is open, and all the leaders making their way down. Here's Dylan.
And Brandon Jones finished second in that stage. Said the rear grip in his car was really, really strong all the way through the corner, but was starting to get a little bit tight with the front of the car. Just asked for more front turn. Taylor Gray sort of had the opposite problem, was building loose everywhere. They'll make a chassis adjustment. Also said he was tight center, so typical Kansas problem for the 54, Kim.
As you see the 41 of Sam Mayer stop in his box, he said, man, I was just in a four-wheeled slide late in the run looking for more grip. They'll put fresh tires, Sunoco fuel. Justin Allgaier, bottom of your screen, said tight landing exit, but can't afford to give up any lateral. Jim Pullman said, I'm actually going to tie you up just a tad with air pressure since we're putting on sticker tires versus the scuffs you start the race on.
Race off pit road is tight. Really good work by the 20 team. Brandon Jones takes over the race lead.
Brandon Jones wins the race off pit road.
Second. Status quo for Mayer and Zilich. And Austin Hill, who was great on track in the opening stage, gains 3 positions on the pit lane. He comes off 5th. That's the race off Progressive pit road. We lost a very good friend last week when Wayne Nelson passed away. You may not have heard of Wayne, but everyone involved in the production of NASCAR races knew him. Wayne worked in television for nearly his entire life. Most recently, he ran the NASCAR television compound. Wayne Nelson got his start as a news photographer in Champaign, Illinois, and worked his way through the ranks, taking any position where his skills could be put to use. We should also mention that Wayne was an EMT, a testament to how much he wanted to help others. Most of all, Wayne loved all forms of motorsports. He used his own money to help sponsor dirt racing teams. And if you couldn't find Wayne at a local dirt track, he had a race on his iPad while managing the NASCAR television facilities. Wayne was a key member of the NASCAR productions team and was instrumental in getting NASCAR on the CW off the ground. We couldn't have done it without him. Wayne is survived by his wife Michelle, their 3 children and grandchildren. Gone way too soon and loved by everyone. Wayne Nelson was 60 years
old. Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. to keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your
Can we not
mission.
have an ICE
Back
commercial?
to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep
That's
up with the
all.
guys again. It's why
Fucked.
I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see. And she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Let me tell you a story about a kid, shy, bullied, diagnosed with autism. But this boy had a dad who refused to let that diagnosis define his child. Well, that boy is me. I'm Leland Vittert. And this is my story, Born Lucky, Sunday at 8, 7 Central on News Nation.
Landon Donovan and Tim Howard talk about soccer the way only legends can.
I'm a little bit different. Does anybody understand that?
Unfiltered Soccer, presented by Volkswagen.
It's the dream we all share. To be anything and go anywhere. So if you need room for your family, your gear, side hustle, or anything else, get the SUV designed for your dream. The Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, returning lessees can lease a Ford Explorer for $309 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
You know what they say about judging a book by its cover? Everyone with an addiction has a story to tell. Don't know. Don't judge. People who use drugs are still people and have a health condition that can be treated. Support treatment. Abandon stigma. Learn more at oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Every step of the way.
The Yankees have clinched a postseason spot, and this is just the beginning. This weekend on Yes, it's full throttle to the finish as the Yankees continue the final homestand of the regular season.
Big opportunity for the Yankees.
Big swings, big moments, and a big opportunity.
They're ready, they're fired up, but they look so good when they hit home runs.
Yankees-Orioles on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
The fastest growing cable network in all of television is News Nation. News Nation respects all Americans and is news for all Americans. To find News Nation on your screen, go to newsnationnow.com. Carla Metz back with you in the CW Garage. And this week it was announced that Carson Kvapil and Connor Zilic are going to be splitting driving duties next year for the number 1. Under crew chief Rodney Childers, Kvapil told me this week, takes a ton of unknowns out as far as the focus for the remainder of the playoffs this year. He said, of course, full-time was the goal, but he's excited to see the changes coming to the one team. Said he'd love to fill in that part-time schedule next year with either another team or in the Truck Series, adding being at the track is always better than sitting at home. As far as this race is concerned, though, Adam, he does have some work to do in the one.
No question about it. They put themselves behind the 8 ball a bit early today after a strong run at Bristol. And with that, we get to the stage points earned today. Now, I go right to the bottom. Dean Thompson able to get by Sheldon Creed late in the stage to steal a point there from a playoff driver. Justin Allgaier doing what he does, win stages, collect those stage points.
Yeah, that happened with 2 to go where Sheldon Creed was passed by Dean Thompson to lose out in that stage point. Such a frustrating moment to happen that late in the stage, to lose out and possibly getting a stage point.
As we anticipate stage 2, let's get a report from Dylan.
Well, we saw the Taylor Gray car lose several spots on pit road on the graphic. We have a replay that shows you why. These guys have been working with their pit crew all year. Just a couple of things that they've been trying to get a little bit better, a little bit tightened up with this group. And here's an example. This was not their fault. This was a gun issue on the right front, which you can see there, issue getting that tire off. They ultimately finally get it off there, but just slowed them down enough to cost Taylor Gray about 5 spots. So they'll restart in the 10th position here with a little bit of work to do in the 54.
Yeah, it's tough because you come in barely above the cut line. You qualify up front, you lead some laps, you get some stage points, and now you got to come from behind beginning this second stage.
I'd rather have it at the end of stage one than in the stage 3 pit stop. That's the bright side.
Free pass under this caution goes to Blaine Perkins. 25 cars on the lead lap as we begin our second stage. Aerial coverage today provided by the Lucas Oil Helicopter front row. Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, and this time around, Jones, as the control car says,
all right,
give me the outside lane, unlike the start of the race.
Getting ready for the start of stage 2 here.
We'll see. It's all about you got to
Back
get
green.
to the lead before you get back to turn 1. See, 20 gets a little bit of a push from Mayer. Is it going to be enough? Looks like 3 of them are lined up in that outside row.
Justin fought back well on the bottom and side drafted. And now Sam Mayer at the top, putting Brandon Jones in the middle.
Yeah, that isn't going to complete the pass, but it did hold up Jones just enough that he doesn't have the momentum. So Brandon just doesn't have that short run car that he needs.
Look at Sammy Smith getting his teammate down to the inside. Black and orange number 8 making it happen early stage 2. Austin Hill is there. We talked about that team delivering off the pit road. The driver who entered 16 below, above the cut line as they run. What a mess for drivers thinking about a championship right here.
Jamie Smith, it made possibly a little bit of contact or as close as you could be to Sam Mayer there off of turn 4. And he's just trying to clear him off of 2. He gets it done. What a run by Sammy Smith on this restart.
Yeah, we saw how good the 8 car was in practice, Parker. We thought he was the best car in that second, the faster group of cars, and it has translated over here to the race as he overdrove turn 3 a little bit. Mayer's going to get back to his inside. See if he has the momentum. He doesn't. Mayer's going to be able to side draft him down the front stretch. See if he's able to complete this pass on the inside. The Zilich now is going to get involved in this race. Those 2 cars on the bottom. That's kind of in the preferred lane today, but the 8 looks like he has a little bit of momentum on the top.
Zilich might get the 2 for 1 running in their wake and then slingshot by him. And he might do it yet. Mayer digging low, trying to get around Sammy Smith, all clear. And look behind him. Here comes Austin Hill and Taylor Gray trying to rally back after the pit stop.
Sammy Smith is up 4 spots by the backstretch of that restart. That was an awesome restart by him. It's put them in a better position here, track position-wise. As we look back at this exit off of turn 4, this is where they got super close. We'll see if there was contact. If it wasn't, it seemed really close so far.
Look at
right
him,
here.
just working the
Just there. Wow, that is as close as you want to get. Those 2 cars on the exit of 4.
Yeah, and looking at that, you see that outside group just does not have the grip. The bottom looks like they do. Both those cars on the outside, you can see them chasing their cars.
Oh, trouble. Around goes to 27.
Goes for a ride. Brennan Poole.
Jeb Burton.
In a 44. Second caution of the day. Jeb was struggling a lap down back in the 29th spot when it got away from him.
We actually saw a shot of his tire under brake right front in that first stage, sort of unraveled a little bit with what caused him to go a lap down, and now this
It was about a 2-minute, 20-second green flag run.
I wondered, did they over-adjust? Like you do these adjustments when you come to pit road. Then they get the tires off, they get them over, they'll scrape them to see what the wear is like. And if you see that issue, then you've already made the adjustments to your car.
First natural caution of the day. Jeb Burton going for a ride. And this place kind of promotes it, doesn't it? I mean, tight racing on a restart. We know the aero implications, and it stepped out on driver 27. It's Justin Allgaier leading Brandon Jones, Mayer, Sammy Smith, and Connor Zilich at Kansas.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see. And she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
Next, upset-minded Virginia Tech looks to slow down rising star Hollywood Smothers and NC State. My goodness. CW Football Saturday is coming up next on the CW.
The Yankees have clinched a postseason spot, and this is just the beginning. This weekend
Fuck
on
the
Yes,
Yankees.
it's full throttle to the finish as the Yankees continue the final homestand of the regular season. Big opportunity for the Yankees. Big swings, big moments, and a big opportunity.
They're ready, they're fired up, where they look so good when they hit home runs.
Yankees-Orioles on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Look closely. You'll see the great outdoors and an SUV fully equipped to conquer it. A 4x4 designed to handle muddy trails and steep hills. Load up the gear and load up on adventure. The Ford Bronco SUV. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, competitive owners can lease a Ford Bronco for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Fall in New York State is unforgettable. From breathtaking views in every hue to adventure around every corner. It's the perfect place to get away. But don't just take our word for it. Come and see it for yourself. New York State, everything you love. Plan your next trip at iloveny.com.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Blue Chew. Go the extra mile with Blue Chew.
Not quite halfway through our second stage in Kansas, a spin for Jeb Burton. So the Whelen caution lights are on. Whelen, the official warning lights of NASCAR and America's most trusted manufacturer of emergency lights and sirens. Free pass here goes to the 28 of Kyle Sieg. 26 drivers on the lead lap as we look at what happened to Jeb Burton.
So here he is on the inside of Parker Retzlaff down into turn 3. You talked about the aero implications on restarts. It can get bad when you get two cars really close together just like that. Basically, Retzlaff putting his car right on the right side door of Jeb Burton, takes away all that side force, energy, any sort of grip or anything to lean on for Jeb, and that's when a car goes spinning around like that. That's just restarts, occasionally being aggressive. You look here for Ryan Ellis. You're going to squeeze other cars, trying to get momentum and not allow them to get ahead of you or beside you. And in that case, when we talk about they put it on my door, that's what it looks like.
Hey, Allgaier's leading this thing, but he had some radio that's maybe a bit concerning. We heard when we were at break. Here you go.
I don't love what I'm feeling at the moment from one of the left sides. Got it tight? Yeah, I'm looking. Well, these guys down here are confident they got it tight. I'm still reviewing. Just stay out.
Jim's down here, Pullman, his crew chief. You see, looking at some footage of that left side of the stop. We'll take a look right here on the right sides. Then looks good over here. The left sides are what he was complaining about. And what we're going to watch is if we can see anything. Those guys are still going to tighten the lug nuts as the jack man. I mean, it looks to me like they were both done.
Solid, yeah.
It wasn't like you saw a guy wave and they didn't feel like they were tight. You know, sometimes you get a wheel that's out of balance. You'll have that feeling, but normally you know it's loose when it feels okay on the straightaway, but then you get a load in the corner and you get a little bit of a vibration.
And it seems to be the mile and a half that this happens often. It's just the high speeds. See, the wheel weight can feel really awkward. Here's we take a look at the left side from this stop.
And see the left rear's a little bit slow right here, so the left front's going to be done. I don't know. That was, I mean, I would feel really good if I was Pullman about what you see right there. You know it's not the left front, so you keep a good eye on that left rear, and I'm going to say those guys feel good about it.
And historically, for whatever reason, it's Vegas, Texas, this place, you seem to have vibrations, these tires.
Allgaier, the control car, inside lane driver 7, and one
Free flag.
Jones, and they're getting
Damn, they made it a little,
Sammy Smith was all over.
got a little messy
It
there.
looked like he got into the back of Jones, and then Zilich got into the back of him.
It's like it checked him up. There's been a bumper tag there as they're all trying to get the power down. It's a really slick restart zone as Sheldon Creed, the back three there, the yellow car shoots to the outside, 3 wide, trying to make up positions.
And Brandon Jones going to take control outside lane, and he just hammers around Allgaier.
Yeah, his mid-corner speed was huge. It was almost like Justin couldn't pick the throttle up the way the 20 did. You see right here, as they go through 3 and 4, Jones goes to the bottom to take a little bit of air away, see if he can keep control of this race.
Asia Wild back there racing for the 4th spot. 88 Connor Zilich, 8 Sammy Smith. Teammates going at it, both in the playoff push. And here comes the 54 Taylor. A little wiggle in the corners.
It's unbelievable, Parker, as I watch these guys. They pass for the lead right here. Allgaier got a big run off turn 2, is able to get inside of Brandon Jones. It just seems like the middle doesn't have any grip. These guys are fighting to get to the bottom, and anybody that's off the bottom really struggling to put the power down loose on exit. See, what's that contact there on the right of your screen?
I mean, we've had a lot of this today. Just a lot of cars all in one group going at it for position. Some playoff drivers, some non-playoff drivers, a lot of youth, a lot of experience going toe-to-toe. And this track that is just electrifying.
Yeah, the one thing, though, that we do see is how good that 7 car is. To be able to get the lead back that quick. Looking at his lap times right now, 3 to 4 tenths quicker than what second place can run. 7 car has a rocket ship today.
Really only one more box for him to check, and that will be in the final stage of the race. How good are they on the really long haul? Beyond that, they've answered all the questions today. Short run, restart, they're doing it all. Allgaier showing off once again on the bottom.
Nick Sanchez in that brown and white car right there, the 48, trying to make up positions on the bottom. Had a pretty good restart, made up a fair amount of positions, but now is almost locked on the bottom of a train of cars that is outside. You mentioned it, this bottom is so dominant right now in some respects. It's just so different than what we've seen here in years past, where the outside becomes the place you want to be, and for whatever reason, the bottom has a ton of grip, especially on the restarts, which historically does make sense. The rubber gets picked up there under caution. It's a cleaner part of the racetrack, but you don't want to be in the middle.
Yeah, and the reason that we keep harping on the area of the track that they're running on is when you do all your preparation as a driver, preparing for this track, it's been all about running the fence and how close can you get to it. And then when you come here for practice, you unload and you work on your balance high on the racetrack. You don't necessarily care about the bottom because you feel like it's going to migrate to the top. So it's throw these guys for a loop. The fact that they're all really having to go to the bottom. We saw at the very end of that run, guys start to move up the racetrack, but the bottom just seems to have the grip. It's a great perspective right here of Daniel Dye going to the bottom. You see Carson Kvapil on that outside. That's typical Kansas right there. If you're on the bottom, not being able to put the power down.
Wow, 42 Alfredo outside.
That got tight.
You look at Dye, and this speaks to the challenges as you make your way through the field of gaining ground. Dye starts in the rear, drives it up inside the top 20, 22 pretty quickly, and he's really not been able to gain much more since. 21st right now.
Yeah, it seems like the passing is really kind of hard today.
That second car for Sam Hunt.
Sheldon's only moved up to 8.
Those two have been battling the whole day.
Started
We
10th.
talked about Staropoli and Daniel Dye going at it earlier in stage 1. They're still battling back and forth on each straightaway.
The day they're having is when you get done with the day and you can recite exactly what the sponsor was on that other car. and whatever the tagline is on the rear bumper, and you think, I saw that all day long.
Look at Paul Retzlaff.
Oh, yeah.
He did it up to the outside lane.
He did, generated a lot of momentum. Let's see if he's able to do the same thing down here in 1 and 2. Retzlaff, the 4 car. Doesn't really commit to that high line. It could have been because of the guys in front of him. Anthony Alfredo being up there. just trying to find clean air.
Hey, I want to rewind to the restart here a minute ago. Allgaier goes low. Brandon Jones outside lane. And what's going on behind the 20 here, Parker?
Yeah, it's like they got to the 20 pretty quickly. That was Sammy Smith in the 8, and then he almost had to check up a little bit, and the 88 had gone, essentially. Got into his rear bumper, and the cars behind him were almost playing bumper tag all together, and it caused the 8 to get squirrely and not able to put the power down, and that's why you saw that movement on the restart. They all got away with it, which is what I like to see, but we see this in the Xfinity Series with how important restarts are and how important that launch is, especially at low grip racetracks like this. You often, if you want to help the car in front of you, but sometimes you hit them the wrong way, it actually hurts them and it hurts your line.
You saw the issues up front for those guys. If you went back about halfway, Queen, the 11 car, was in the middle of that, and they were all stacking up right there. He had to make an aggressive move to the bottom to keep from running to the car in front of him, and it ended up costing that whole bottom row a lot of lap time.
Over halfway through the second stage for the Xfinity Series here at Kansas. As we go to break, we look at our Mobil 1 leaderboard. Broken record at the front. It's Justin Allgaier who's led 50 laps. In charge of the field, Jones, Mayer, Zilich, and Gray, the rest of the top 5.
I was known for showing up and showing out, but psoriasis shut me down.
It stole my motivation. But I'm done letting psoriasis keep me at home. With Bimzelx, I can't wait to say, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief. Bimzelx helps adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis control plaques to deliver clearer skin fast for results that last.
Most people got 100% clear skin, some after the first dose. Now, I like what I see looking back at me.
I'm saying so long to long sleeves.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx, also approved for psoriatic arthritis and HS.
Harbor Freight tools keep getting better with time. Better performance, better durability, better value. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. 10 straight days of incredible deals, going on now through October 1st.
Dinner time is going to be easy tonight. Wings to go for game time.
They say patience is a virtue. I say game's on in 15 minutes.
Which is why we got to go. It's to go time. I'll go start the car.
There's a method to all this motorsports madness. A reason we do all this shifting, launching, and battling over a bottle of champagne. You harness this and put it in that so you can feel like this. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Hidden Valley Ranch is made with real ingredients for real ranch flavor that's impossible to put into words. But that's pretty close. Hidden Valley Ranch. New bottle, same great flavor.
You know those fat Hoka sneakers? Nice shoes, but the price? Not as nice. However, Skechers Max Cushioning are just as fabulous at a price that blows them away. Get insane comfort and cushioning, including hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Try Skechers Max Cushioning.
Pick up. Joe, pick up the phone. Open up, man.
Connection saves lives. Reach out and check in on a loved one today.
We are getting ready to crown a champion.
Championship weekend is coming back to the desert.
Let's get this party started.
4 title races in 3 days means there will be a buzz in the air all weekend long. Whether from the grandstands, the infield experience, or the hillside, this is your chance to witness history and make championship caliber memories for the whole family. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com.
The newest show in the iconic TV series Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent, is on the CW. From the same team that brought you the original series, this time in a new city and on a new network, Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent. New episode Wednesday, 8/7 Central, right there, right here on CW. And right there is the CW car, and that would be Law & Order Toronto. Matt DiBenedetto flying the colors this weekend. 23rd in the running order right now.
This race has had a bit of law and order in it.
That's right.
We haven't seen any sort of chaos erupt yet.
You know who's been enforcing the law most of the day is the 7 of Justin Allgaier. You see Daniel Dye here. Look at this. Just a little kiss. 23rd when stepped out a little bit.
That's the first one we've seen today, I think, in a lot of respects.
It is.
Other than the 88 getting into the wall a little bit in practice, you see all those marks in the wall. That normally this place would be completely blackened around the outside of the racetrack. But we've just not seen people around the wall.
Here he can check up, oh yeah, time before he got into it.
By the way, Poole here is a lap down.
Yeah, look at him though. He is getting the top going right now.
Well, and with 9 to go on the stage, he's like, let's just keep this thing going.
Right.
Allgaier, don't pass anybody else. I want that free pass. Dean Thompson is doing an outstanding job.
Exceptional day.
He was top 5. If you go back to Charlotte, that's his best ever run on last mile and a half. And he's been in it all day today. He's not a playoff driver. We look at the standings here, 9 to go in the stage. Allgaier's done a great job. Zilich in position to advance. Mayer's knocking on the door of being able to advance on points, but a lot of drivers helping themselves. Taylor Gray, top of the list, +3 coming in. He's now +19. And let's get an update now on race leader Justin Allgaier, looking for another stage victory here, Kim.
Yeah, but remember the beginning of this stage, those first few laps, you thought maybe they had a loose left side wheel. The crew went back, looked at their pit stop, felt confident they got all of the lug nuts tight on that left side. Here was the most recent communication from Justin the team on what he was feeling.
Still don't love the left side, just FYI. Oh, it's fine, it's not getting any worse. I'm just letting you know whatever it is I'm feeling, it's just this set.
So again, just maybe an offset of tires, regardless though, has not handicapped Justin out in the lead by over 2 seconds.
And this is, I mentioned earlier, for whatever reason, over the last couple of years, this has been a consistent theme at the mile and a half in the Xfinity Series, whether it's Texas, Vegas, here, there's every driver has in their notes, be weary of these vibrations that you can have at times that feel like a loose wheel, or maybe a wheelbase fall off. They know the teams will look at it and not find anything. It's just simply an offset that they have maybe on the 7 today.
He's really decorated in the bumper, highlighted in blue because he's a playoff driver. Got the green and white checkered flag because he won stage 1, and the purple stopwatch because as of now he owns the Xfinity fastest lap of the day.
Well, and his car's decorated. If you look at the side of that,
That's right.
What is that, Jamie? That is wheat, Parker.
And why is that?
I think the reason they would have that here is that Kansas is known as the wheat state. Along with North Dakota, yeah, they produce as much wheat as any state in the United States, Parker. So fitting that Brett has that on their car here.
And there's 2 types of wheat crops, winter wheat and spring wheat.
I think we should get back to the racing.
Anyway, moving on.
The stage. Let's get an update. Harrison Burton back in the 17th position. And, you know, if you weren't with us off the top, had an oil line issue, so after qualifying, even though they didn't qualify great, you know, he exaggerates his problems to start the race by having to drop to the rear with those changes. But he's done a nice job of staying in the game. You saw the standings a minute ago. He came in 9 above the cut line. He's even to the cut right now. And obviously going to have to make a splash in the final stage to stay above that playoff cut.
Slowly working his way to the front. And I don't know that the expectation for Harrison and the 25 team at a mile and a half racetrack is what we thought we were going to see them in, you know, challenging for a top 5 here. But having to start in the back, his car is still clean. And if you look right there on the cutoff line, came in here 9 points up, hasn't really lost that much. If he can just continue to run somewhere between 12 to where he is in the top 20, he's going to be able to leave here and have a shot when they get to the road.
And he's slowly but surely, with just a couple laps to go, catching Nick Sanchez, who had that great restart, the start of stage 2, but has slowly faded back. They're going to have to work on the long run pace of that race car, but he's been catching about a 10th of a lap per lap the last few laps right there. That's, he knows another playoff contender right ahead of him.
What about the 26? We were talking about him, Dylan, but Dean Thompson showing out again today on a mile and a half.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick Toyota driver update on the 26. Both Sam Hunt cars qualified in the top 11, including Dean, who started 9th, which was a career best effort for him. He's kept that track position all day, runs 7th now. They made an adjustment at the end of stage 1 to help with their short run, which really was not very good. And Dean was concerned it was going to hurt their long run. It has not. This car is really fast. We saw him drive by Austin Hill, who of course is in the playoffs. Dean's the best running non-playoff.
So we got 2 to go on the stage here.
Fast 26.
It's been a great run to see for Sam Hunt Racing, and there was a great write-up on Sam Hunt, the owner of this car. Young man is young in his early 30s. We started this race team from being in a van and living in it at one point. That write-up's on The Athletic by Jordan Bianchi. Go check it out. It's great what Sam Hunt has done with this organization.
Final lap of the stage.
Yeah, Sam's story of getting to NASCAR, it's fascinating. I'll hear all that. You mentioned if you can find that article, you need to, because it's the true like American dream story of somebody that didn't come from a whole lot, able to make it at one of the top levels in racing.
Final lap, stage 2. What a day for Justin Allgaier. Led close to 70 laps. You know, he's led nearly 400 laps this season in a mile-and-a-half competition. He's already won twice. Got it.
And Justin Allgaier is going to win stage 2 here today at Kansas Speedway.
Sweep of the stages for Justin Allgaier. He's a Midwest guy from Illinois, and so far so good today here in Kansas. Jones is second. He's getting good stage points. Mayer solid again. Zilich and
That was about a 15.5 minute green flag run right there. We'll get ready for the start of stage 3.
Thinking about a title in NASCAR. Race number 2 in the playoffs today. And we've got the final stage of pit stops coming
I was known for showing up and showing out, but psoriasis shut me down.
It stole my motivation. But I'm done letting psoriasis keep me at home. With Bimzelx, I can't wait to say, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief. Bimzelx helps adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis control plaques to deliver clearer skin fast for results that last.
Most people got 100% clear skin, so I'm after the first dose. Now, I like what I see looking back at me.
I'm saying so long to long sleeves.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx, also approved for psoriatic arthritis and HS.
What causes a curve down? Is it Peyronie's disease? Is there somebody I can talk to for help?
I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that.
You guys got somebody for Peyronie's disease?
There's hope for the estimated 1 in 10 men who may have Peyronie's disease, or PD. A urology specialist who treats PD can help you create a plan, including non-surgical options. Find somebody today at gogetsomebody.com.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see. And she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. GoodRx. Save time and money on prescriptions. Check GoodRx. And by Bristol Myers Squibb. Stage 2 complete in Kansas for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 8 of the top 10 finishers, playoff drivers, they are getting it done. This week on NXT, it's all about the next big thing, Ricky Saints. And he's taking his swagger and flair to the next level. Catch big things from Ricky on an all-new NXT this Tuesday, 8/7 Central, right here, only on the CW. You know, last year in this race, Cole Custer was outstanding. Xfinity event in Kansas. And this week, he and his teammate Sam Mayer were part of NXT. How about it?
This performance was on par with the Kansas performance. See Sam Mayer here. Wait, who's this?
This is Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears. It is definitely not Cole Custer.
I think Cole should go for that hair.
I think not.
Yeah, well, you had frosted tips at one point.
Years ago. In 2003, I had that hair.
It's coming back,
It's
baby.
away.
Rumor has it he's a big McMurray fan.
I heard he texted us earlier.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, Allgaier won the opening stage. Brandon Jones won the race off pit road. So who's going to get control for the final stage of the race? Pit stop's always big. Number 1 pit stall goes to Allgaier here. Progressive pit road is open. They're coming your way, Dylan.
Chester.
And a great day continues for Brandon Jones in the 20. Felt like they helped his late exit feeling on that run, but still asked for more help in the center with turn. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel, and a chassis adjustment. Sammy Smith said he fired off too tight, but then he got looser as the run went on. They'll make an air pressure adjustment to try to calm that down, Kim.
Well, for Sam Mayer in the 41, free but good. He said too free to fire off for sure, but I think it will be good for the long run coming up. So no major adjustments as they put 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel on that. Then sweeping the stages, Justin Allgaier, no major complaints, just a teeny tiny bit snug late center, but no planned adjustments. They might put a piece of tape right there, you see, on the front of the grill.
And the race off pit road. And Allgaier going to lose a few positions here. Jones wins it off. +2 for Connor Zilic, who goes to second. Mayer holds in third. Sammy Smith the fourth. Allgaier falls down to 6, losing 5 spots in the race off Progressive Pit Road. Final stage coming up on CW.
Before taking Breztri for my COPD, I had bad days. Days ruined by flare-ups that could permanently damage my lungs. Then, I talked to my doctor about Breztri, and I noticed things changed. Breztri gave me better breathing. Starting within 5 minutes, my lung function improved. Breztri also helped improve my symptoms, and was even proven to reduce flare-ups, including those that could send me to the hospital. Now, I worry less about bad days and enjoy more good days.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Ask your doctor about Breztri for COPD.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride, right? Make you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet for my husband. Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Sweet. It's Swedish. That's a whole rabbit. Named Sweet.
Well, there's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back. We're just gonna ignore the fact that Carl has a rabbit. Named Sweet.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see. And she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day one. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Martinsville Speedway. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com.
Getting you ready to go for stage 3 here at Kansas Speedway. And it's a good time to look at the Bristol-Myers Squibb playoff picture and how these 12 guys in the playoffs are running currently right now. We've got Brandon Jones at the top of the board because he's currently leading. Of course, Connor Zilisch, Justin Allgaier doing some work in the coins. Jesse Love, Austin Hill, they've kind of worked their way out, but still both below the cut line. But how about Taylor Gray doing some work in today's race? And when we asked him to summarize his season, he said, gosh almighty, it's been a year, referencing the 4 or 5 times the 54 should have been in victory lane this year. To add to that, this is a driver who hasn't won in trucks or Xfinity any time before in his career. So he says that pressure has only felt heavier the longer the winless streak goes on, but the pressure continues to build. Again, he's ahead of the cut line, but has no top 10s in the last 6 races. He is, though, trying to change that today, finishing in the top 10 in stages 1 and stages 2, Adam.
He's really put himself in a good spot and gaining some ground when you talk about the standings and the margin for error he'll have next week in the elimination race at the Roval. Let's look at a couple of pit stops here. We start with Allgaier.
Yeah, and I think it's on the left rear again. You're going to see the issues for Allgaier. A little slow right here on the right rear, and that's what's got that left rear behind when he came back around.
And then this is what happened to the 2 Jesse Love. He's had 2 slow stops here as they go to put the left rear on. Apparently his foot slipped off the clutch and spins the rear. Thankfully didn't drive off the jack, which will happen often when that happens. Gets away with it, but loses a ton of spots on pit road.
Yeah, he was 7th in stage 1 and then had a bad pit stop into stage 1 and lost some ground. You see the stage points earned today. Only 4 for Jesse Love, and a lot of that is because of the ground that they lost on pit road, unable to score any in stage 2. Allgaier obviously the best of the bunch, and Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer have been very consistent as well. But Allgaier going to restart outside the top 5 after they had their pit road issue. In the front row here, Brandon Jones, Connor Zilisch.
All right.
Zilisch has not led a lap.
Here we go.
Last time he didn't lead a lap in a race. Rocking
Green flags in the air. Stage 3 is underway.
88 can get to the front. Brandon Jones in charge as we begin the final stage.
And Brandon was able to get the lead on the outside of this last restart, but if you look, Mayer gives a huge push to the 88. Going to have them cleared as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, we saw Sammy Smith get squirrely once again. That's the second restart in a row where he spun the tires and not able to get the power down. He wasn't able to get the push to Brandon Jones. We see some cars avoiding Dean Thompson, who just got the wall on turn 2.
Yeah, light contact. I don't think that's tore Dean up, but definitely lost a little bit of momentum as you see those cars split. And then Mayer is loose on the wall underneath Sammy Smith.
Sammy Smith's like, hang on to it, bud. I want to get around you. And he does. Austin Hill taking advantage of the loss of momentum. 23 21 coming through on the inside.
Sandberg's going to stick to his outside, get him loose. You saw it right there. Use that outside to have the momentum. Drive back around the 21 of Austin Hill. And a great recovery by Austin on the 21 team. Slowly but surely moving. The 48 there goes to the middle underneath Eckes and around Jesse Love. Takes both those spots.
And Jesse Love to get back underneath Sanchez on the exit of 4, carry that momentum down.
Woo! Man, that was almost bad.
Check it together right there at the start-finish line. I don't think the Eckes knew that Raja was inside of him.
And look how tight the standings are right now. Where they run, this is a real snapshot of where everybody is. Every position is a point. And you got 6 6 points separate 4 or 5 guys there at the cut line.
Adam, there's so much going on the track. I can't look over there at the screen. I want to see what's happening. See, look at the 17, get a big run around the top, getting to the outside of Eckes this time. Haven't seen many guys able to make that top board today, though.
9 of the top 10 playoff drivers. Look at Eckes. Oh, hang on to it. That's Carruth trying the inside, down on the apron as they come across the start-finish line.
All these guys are fighting for real estate right now, trying to find their space on the racetrack. It's Brendan Queen there doing a great job continuing to also run, also qualifying and fighting with some real heavy hitters right now.
Little battle for the lead on the left. You see Brandon Jones has run Connor Zilic back down. See, he tries to get to the inside or to the outside. Zilic running kind of the middle, which has been unique today. We've seen most of those guys migrating to the bottom, kind of even through turns 1 and 2.
Great racing here at 3 wide.
The last time Zilic failed to lead.
That was a replay. Oh, that is live.
Hang on, take a deep breath.
It's like, which monitor do you want to look at? You want to go left, you want to go right? Because there's stuff happening everywhere. Battle for the lead to your left and right. It's like they're 4 wide racing for position.
They're all over the place. It's an absolute dogfight back here. The car sideways, side draft team, bumping into each other.
Jesus Christ.
It's awesome.
But you know what? I love the way he has approached this race because he told us during practice, look, I don't want to interrupt the momentum of the playoff guys. I want to make sure I stay out of their way. The balance of that in a place like this is very, very challenging. But Carruth has handled himself so well.
How do you do that when they're 3 and 4 wide?
Exactly.
You don't. One thing to keep your eye on the left of your screen, we saw Brandon Jones trying to pass for the lead, Zilic for the lead on the bottom. He was not able to get the run that he needed, so now he started working the top. You see entering higher, got the left sides of that top seam. If he can just maintain through the middle, let's see how big of a run that he's able. It takes a couple of laps to get that timing down, right? On your entry, how high can I enter? How aggressive can I be back to the throttle? You see, he's trying to enter just a little bit higher. I love this. We haven't seen this all day long. Connor's kind of reacting to that a little bit, kind of cheating up a little bit to maybe not be better for him, Parker, but just to dirty the air a little bit.
He's almost hedging a little bit. He entered a little lower, saw and recognized that 20 was going to be higher, just cheated up the racetrack a little bit through the center, take away some of that clean air that 20 has up in that third groove. I can tell you what Brandon Jones doesn't want is a late race restart. He has not been able to keep the lead on these restarts, but he obviously has the speed as we get a couple laps into the run.
If he can get turns 3 and 4 figured out, he's way better than Connor is through 1 and 2, middle and off, able to generate a lot of speed. 3 and 4 has kind of been his weakness. I don't think he wants to be on the inside right here, but if he can just get close enough, now when we get down to turn 1, if he can do exactly what he did the lap before, being a little bit closer on entry here, he might be able to get to the outside corner again.
But he doesn't. Will he be, right? Because he told us at Playoff Media Day, I've been making a lot of deposits. It's time for me to make some withdrawals, be more aggressive in these races. And how hard will he push the 88?
What he didn't want to see was exactly what Connor Zilic did there, which was move into the groove he was using down 1-2 up near the wall in that third groove. That took away some of his momentum that time through 1 and 2, so he's going to have to adjust and sort of react to what the 88 does down at 1 and 2.
Connor Zilic is now led in 17 consecutive races. The rookie driver has won 7 of the last 9. 9 overall this season. Quiet early today. We said it's kind of crazy. He qualified outside the top 5, but he was able to find his way to the front. A great pit stop, and here he is in charge once again. We look at our Mobil 1 leaderboard as we head to break on CW. It's Zilic in front of Jones, Sammy Smith, Austin Hill, and Justin Allgaier. We're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series on CW.
You deserve the best. Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. 10 straight days of incredible deals, going on now through October 1st.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
And words of wisdom for the family?
Eat more wings.
Wow. Let that sink in. Kids, I think you'd all agree that these were words that your grandfather used.
He does know he's in public.
Oh, he doesn't care. When a young homeowner starts to turn into their parent, it helps to show them just how bad it can get.
So they just hang out here naked?
Yeah.
What the?
Believe it or not, she's made progress.
Really?
They don't have changing rooms here? Nope, they do.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Why is he eating his lunch in here? You're asking the right questions.
I knew that something was different. I knew it, I called it. It's Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Guys, have you heard about Blue Chew? It is one small little blue chewable tablet delivered directly to your door whenever you need them. The holy grail. I promise you will not regret it. Stronger, stronger, stronger. Stronger, stronger, and lasting longer. For the ladies, let your man know, and you're welcome in advance.
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work? Let Gazoo Racing break it down for you. NASCAR is a bracket system with eliminations at 16, 12, 8, and 4. How to advance, win races, or survive the cut. Outlast the pack, finish first among the championship 4, and you're doing donuts in victory lane. And trust me, Toyota's ready for victory lane. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Don't hurt him, Kev. All dripped up. Got the new iPhone 17 Pro, and Verizon picked up the tab on the best 5G network, baby.
No way.
Handsome and hilarious. No way. I know. I'm even finer in person. Ooh. No way. Wait, it was about the iPhone? Come on.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us on the best 5G network.
That's real nice.
Pick up. Joe, pick up the phone. Open up, man.
Connection saves lives. Reach out and check in on a loved one today.
Hey race fans, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. entered the Speed Stakes from my friends at Roto-Rooter, and you could win a VIP race experience. Download the free Roto-Rooter app, tap Speed Stakes in the menu, and enter to win VIP passes to any 2026 race, plus airfare, hotel stay, and $1,200 spending money. Get the Roto-Rooter app today.
NASCAR Xfinity Series live in Kansas City, Kansas. Closed captioning for this race brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. Right here with Brian Ellis, busy inside the race car. And I think you'd find that all over the racetrack. And look at this, Harrison Burton starts in the rear, playoff driver, got his hands full. Raja Karuth is there, the Ricky Williams Sawallet. This is really good stuff just outside the top 15.
These guys have been going at it for about, 8 or so laps, back and forth, side by side. They have been all over this racetrack. It got real tight one time off 4. There was about 4 cars trying to go for 3 spots on the racetrack. Oh, you see Harrison Burton go
Damn.
try and side draft. Now William Sawallet says, maybe I'll peek to the inside here.
It was a great battle for like fucking 17.
Try to overdrive it, then just slide up the racetrack a little bit. We'll see if he's able to hold him off on the exit too.
Well, you can sense frustration from the 25 right here. These guys have been going at it. And what you
No, that's not right either.
Just give me one lap.
That's cut points.
Trying to get it together. But because of the momentum,
I think that means they're trying to fix it though.
Bottom and slide up the racetrack, those guys are able to get right back inside you. I think the 18's probably better than both the 25 and the 17 right here, and is able to finally clear them.
But that will really frustrate you if you're Harrison Burton. You just to try to make the pass and run through. Here comes William Sawallet, who's behind both of you, and then passes both in one corner. Now you have to work on him. That's such a frustrating feeling.
But we had the playoff standings in. And I'll go back and reiterate something I said during practice today. When you look at the margins, the separation between 8th and 9th, of those advance next weekend and those that don't, it's always inside of 5 points, basically, right? So every position being a point, you got to go get all you get because you never know. When that pass, middle stage of a race can be the difference. Speaking of which, Jesse Love, the issues on pit road 2 has been rallying up 8 positions since the green flag went back in the air, Cam.
Yeah, and if we think about how they started the playoffs at Bristol, finished 25th, their worst finish since Sonoma. They were not happy. So last weekend's off weekend came at the perfect time for a reset. And when I talked to crew chief Danny Stockman today about what they have to do, he said, we cannot trip. We cannot afford to lose points. Now, You guys mentioned it. We have seen a couple of stumbles today. They had a slow first stop on the right, and then Jesse dropped the clutch too early on that last stop. Danny came on the radio after that pit stop before green, tried to rally the troops and said, we have got to get it together. We actually have to execute for the rest of this race. Message heard, Jesse Love is up positions, now running in the 8th position.
Well, and the two cars having their great time to have your best run. It's happening right now in the final stage when you need to have it happen. That's frustrating. I'm going to guess that his foot slipped off the clutch pedal. I don't think he tried to leave, knowing the jack was up in the air. Oh, you see right there, he and Jeb Burton going at it. Jeb's a lap down, a couple laps down right now.
Hey, the other thought here, 81 to go. You know, we're at lap 119. Everybody going to have to make another pit stop. And so you start thinking about that. And for these drivers outside the top 10, do you come a little early, get the fresh tires under green, and try to take advantage of the early part of a run? Because if you're one of those drivers up front, it's a little bit of a balancing act to give up the position to come down because you don't want to pit and see the caution come out. So a lot to be thinking about in the next 20, 25 laps.
And there's a lot to be gained if you are the first at pit road in the cycle because of how much tire fall off we've seen. You know, falling off over 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds throughout a run. That's an immense amount of time that if you're on newer tires, you're going to make that up over those laps if those other cars stay on older tires. Right now, taking a look at the one of Carson Quaffle, we mentioned kind of a slow start to the day. Didn't get any stage points, but has navigated himself up towards near the top 10 right now in 13th. This is a big recovery for them. Sitting 14 points above the cut line right now to finish as is. I think this is huge for him. If he can get to the top 10, that's a big recovery on a day that looked like it was not off to the best start.
I would take the chance if I'm any of those guys in the top 5. I think if you're Zillage or Allgaier, you're basically locked in, right? You've got enough points built up. Take a chance because of how close all those cars are. You could leapfrog in front of those guys if they wait a little long. If you're Sammy Smith, who had this disastrous Bristol, almost is going to have to win in order to get it. Take a chance. I don't. You know, we're most likely going to see a green flag stop here. Last year, the issue was that a tire came off and rolled out into the middle of pit road. That's what brought the caution out. So this track has a tendency to go green. I think if you're in that top 5, if you feel like you have the points, or if you're in that must-win, to me, I would roll the dice and take a chance.
Brandon Queen there side drafting Carson Quaffle to go by him. What a run by that young man. Won the ARC race and now having a great run in the Xfinity Series. Cool to see.
I mean, 20th in his debut at Bristol, and today is inside the top 15. It's been very impressive for Queen. Also impressive for this young driver, Connor Zilisch, leading again in the Xfinity Series, 77 to go.
Oh, you want to put the heavier items on the bottom.
Man, Connor Zilisch leading again.
Young homeowners love to get involved with everything.
You just don't stop.
We got a latte for Jan.
Remember, you don't work here.
Latte for Jan?
I think the chicken marsala. Ooh, I would not have that.
Julie?
Jan, Jan as in January.
Canned goods, OJ, root beer, then probably sandwich cookies.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Could be Jan, I guess. Jan?
You deserve the best. Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. 10 straight days of incredible deals, going on now through October 1st.
Dinner time is going to be easy tonight. Wings to go for game time.
Winging isn't everything. It's the only thing.
But it's winning.
A wing with no bone is no less a wing.
Dropping knowledge like it's your job.
Again.
So how did these three end up in this Vegas speakeasy with a story no one will believe? It began with ringside seats from BetMGM. That meant anything was possible. Like chatting with this guy, not that guy, this guy, who knew another guy who gave them a password that led down here, through here, and along here. Oh, not here. And helped them open this door. Actually a bookcase with a hostess named Jules and an epic spot. Make it a night where anything can happen. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
Folks, I've seen a thing or two. But these prescription prices? Pricey. Higher than a rooster on stilts. Ain't that right, Dusty Pete?
Reckon it's time we rope them in.
Good old Rex makes saving time and money easier than splitting a biscuit. Paper's looking mighty big for its britches there, partner.
Save time and money on prescriptions. Check GoodRx.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. to keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
Your next breakdown could be anytime, anywhere.
The last thing I remember is just the engine cut out.
Endurance has you covered. It was like almost a $6,000 job. Endurance covered it.
Right now, you can get $300 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now. Call 1-833-880-4758 for a free quote.
Got a great car, great team, go execute. Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Today being Victor Lane. We are high on the leader now.
So they'll probably start pit stops within like 25 to 30 laps. Maybe a little bit sooner though.
NASCAR Xfinity Series kicking off this big CW Sports Saturday. Coming up next, a little ACC football. Virginia Tech going to Raleigh to get NC State. You like the Hokies? You like the Pack? What do you got here?
I had a lot of family that went to NC State,
So you're
so I will go with the Pack.
Just because I'm Virginia Tech. And for our producer, Kevin.
The Booth rivalry continues. Virginia Tech, NC State coming your way next on CW. Good rivalry on track here. Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier. And Allgaier, who's dominated the race today, back in 5th. And, boy, a little bit of a kiss on the wall coming off the corner.
Well, the first we've seen actually try to use the wall today, and maybe this is why we haven't seen it. Just doesn't have that grip up there. This is just a light kiss of it. A little sideways.
A little more sideways than I thought.
Yeah. It almost looks like he got loose and then slid up and got in the right rear end of the wall. It honestly, it didn't look to me like it even knocked the decals off, the very light grays. No! Oh, a little more contact there.
Junior, Austin Green. We had a lot of good saves.
So that's the second time for Leyland today.
Justin's trying so hard to get that top to work in. I think he's probably a little bit frustrated, Parker, based on the fact he led this race. They had the bad pit stop and got him behind, and honestly, I thought that he was going to be able to drive right back to the front. Let's hear what Allgaier has to say on the radio.
You ever want to know why track position is important? I'm showing it to you right now. Yep. Hang in there, bud.
Well, absolutely, this has turned into a track position race, and I think a lot of it is because we haven't seen that top groove come in. It hasn't been as dominant as what we've seen in the past. You see Hill's going to fight Allgaier really hard here. I think there's no doubt the 7's been a little bit of better car as he slides up in front of him, but crossover, here comes the middle slide right up beside him here.
He's not going to make it easy on him at all. And why would you? Right? He knows what's at stake here, and he knows that that's one of the dominant cars of the season. Every spot matters for Austin Hill right there, 8 below the cut line as they currently run. He's going to fight tooth and nail for this spot, not make it easy on Justin Allgaier to go up there. I think we all felt like when he had that slow stop, he would have driven back up there in 10 laps for how fast his car was. But we're seeing, like you mentioned, with the wall not really working the way it usually does. You just don't have a lane that makes you that much faster than the cars from you, and you can't get the clean air.
Yeah, and Allgaier's he's in 4th, right? His track position isn't terrible right now, but when you look, he's 6 seconds behind. So you would have to pit 3 to 4 laps before Zilich to make the tire difference pick up to be able to switch that. I think that if he does pit early, I think that the 88 or the 20 will react immediately if they come to pit road early. But that's going to be his only shot if we don't get a caution of being able to get up and win this race. But he's making the top work right now. If you watch his lap times, Parker, ran about 3/10 quicker than Zilich did being down low. So they're going to start conveying that to these other drivers if 7's able to make that top line work.
It's coming in. See if it works.
It's just coming in late.
A little late.
Yeah, a little late.
Too late, possibly.
You know, we may be remiss in celebrating the great day that Junior Motorsports is having. I mean, you got Zilich leading, talk about Allgaier, Sammy Smith there in 3rd, so they got 3 of the top 4. And it's not been a good day for Carson Wall, who's back in the 16th position. But I just think about what JRM's been able to do on the intermediates this year. And the 2 wins for Allgaier. You got what Kyle Larson was able to do at Texas. So they've won 3 of the 4 races this year. They were really good at Charlotte. They have taken care of business. But this has been a Joe Gibbs Racing track. And here we are getting late into this run, and the 20 and Brandon Jones starting to surface, putting the pressure on.
He is, and this is exactly what Allgaier needs to have happen. That last lap, he was a half a second quicker than both of these guys. I referenced he was 6 seconds back 2 laps ago. It's down to 4.8 this lap. He made him another half second. If this can run green and these guys race side by side for a little bit, you're going to see the 7-car of Allgaier come back into the picture.
And they're catching up with some lap traffic as well, so a lot to navigate here. Potential green flag pit stop, racing for the lead, lap traffic. Here comes Brandon Jones. Shooting out on the inside. Zilich looking down low. Crossover 88.
This is exactly what Allgaier needs, because these guys racing each other. It's fun for us to watch. It's crushing their lap times. He's running about a half a second quicker every lap. Let's see, it's down to 4.5 seconds this lap. He is moving to the front really quick right now.
And the more they run side by side, the more they're going to go here.
Brandon Jones is the lead.
Behind Brandon Jones, now tries to recover and figure out.
It was a great battle, but fuck Brandon Jones. Come on, Zilich.
Brandon Jones and that pass, the way Brandon did it, drive the inside and sliding up. We've just seen it all day long. It has been the preferred way to gain position here today.
Give me an idea of how hard to execute green flag here when you come down and all the things that go into that for a driver.
Well, when the tires fall off as much as they do here in 2.5 seconds, you just don't have the same grip level. When you get to the brake, you're going to have to make sure the brake is correct, got to get your brake bias correct. You might have adjusted it through the run, possibly turning it back or forward, depending on what you're trying to fight inside that race car and where you're
Jill's
running
staying right
on
there.
the racetrack. You got to get those things set. And we don't do them as often in the Xfinity Series every week. You know, there's certain races where there's no need for that green flag stop. The cautions fall. So you got to remember all those moments that you have done it when it felt like that Zilich gets real loose trying to go the inside and use a reference point that hopefully in practice you referenced off of coming to pit road one time and know that's your braking point.
It's also about notes. And if you've raced here a lot, you think about Brandon Jones as won here twice, you have notes. You have your braking points. If I did a green flag stop, you have a reference point on the track. And if it's a light or if it's a sign, you use that, and in your notes you'll say, listen, I could have maybe went just a little bit deeper. Maybe you don't try quite as hard. I think when it gets down to the end of these races, it depends on the gap you have. With this race that we have with Brandon Jones and Connor Zilich, as close as they are, obviously you want to get all you can. If you have a 2 or 3 second lead, you don't push the issue getting to pit road quite as hard as you normally would. As you take a look right here in Allgaier, you see over the past 3 laps, he's made up 0.8 of a second, and I referenced it was a little over 6 seconds 7 or 8 laps ago, 3.9 right now. So honestly, for Allgaier, he's almost in a win-win right now. If they run this long, I think he's going to catch them. Or
Brandon Jones pulling away a bit.
Short, and he can be just 2 laps. He will cycle to the lead if he pits 2 laps before the 20 car.
And we're in the window now where you can start thinking about making a green flag pit stop, getting really close. The other part that I would throw in for Brandon Jones is we talk about a green flag pit stop. Drivers got to execute. Don't want a speeding penalty. As you guys referenced, the balance in the way you handle that. But the team has to do their job. Brandon Jones, 2 of the 3 fastest stops today, could be big for the 20. As Sam Mayer says, the time
Sam Mayer's
is now.
pitting.
He's making his scheduled green flag stop. Here he is, Kim.
Yeah, crew chief Jason Chittenterry told me if they were running 5th to 8th, they were going to come earlier in the window for this final stage. You're seeing exactly that. They were running 6th or 7th before he made it down to pit road. He says he's happy now, but he started out that run with a 4-wheel slide. He had no major adjustments for the 41, just like air pressure with those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You see the can of Sunoco fuel going in.
The other thought here, you put tires on now. These teams have another set. Should we get a caution late in the race? 4 sets laying when the day began. Mayers made his pit stop. Here's his teammate Sheldon Creed with 58 to go, Kim.
Yeah, and Sheldon started off the day just with the balance. He did not lead or won. Big complaints. They worked to get it better. Most recently said, just the biggest thing I'm dealing with is 3 in, 3 on. Maybe it was a tip. That was like slightly slow on that right side. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. As we also have the 7 of Justin Allgaier making his way down pit road, just complaining about dirty air for that machine. He said, I lost all lateral on it. Despite that, there are not going to be any big changes, just maybe a slight air pressure adjustment for Justin Allgaier, Dylan.
Taylor Gray is in. The Joe Gibbs cars both getting ready to make their pit stops. We see the 54 here.
All right, Taylor Gray's pitting. Jesse Love is pitting, so we got pit stops here. Justin Allgaier is pitting. Brandon Jones coming in to pit from the lead.
Rear grip was the biggest issue he had that entire run, and also said
So he hands over the lead to Zilich for the moment.
in that part of the corner. They'll make an adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for Jones.
He pits with 56 to go. Allgaier had already made his stop, and we showed you the delta. It was right around 4 seconds when the cycle began. Jones, the race leader, back to Allgaier, but Allgaier pitting earlier may be able to make something out of it. Sammy Smith also making his stop.
Dylan sliding into pit road right there. Absolutely crossed up and sideways as he's braking to get on pit road.
He's going to pit with 55 laps remaining. Scheduled green flag pit stops.
So Zilich is pitting.
And we'll see how the cycle ends here with all these front runners getting their service. There is Allgaier.
So Allgaier's in front of Jones.
And he had already passed him as Zilich makes his pit stop.
Yeah, and despite Zilich pitting from the lead, people might be surprised. He said on the radio,
Wait, no, Allgaier didn't get past Jones. Never mind.
Just loose to start and then tighter as the run goes. That balance is not to his level.
Bro.
It hasn't been all day for Zilich.
Was that Zilly Zonkers in the pits? That was fucking. That's crazy.
The race leader. But that's where the battle for the lead would be when you talk about the exchange. We'll watch where Zilich pops out here as well. But Jones, so far it appears through the exchange, has been able to maintain the top spot in the cycle.
If probably gained a little bit there as well, so you have to look at the whole sequence and how that unfolded in terms of stop time, drive time down pit road and such, or maybe just Allgaier caught some traffic as he came back out there as well, just to have some gap between those two, because with him being early, he would have thought to meet up a little time on the 20, but he was not able to.
Yeah, and he would have made up 2 seconds. If it's all, even though pit road is all even, the lap time is over 2 seconds.
So Nick Christian Eck is the leader right now.
But it hasn't worked out that way as these guys run right now. Looks like Allgaier's actually lost a second. Dylan?
48 and Nick Sanchez in. This has been a trying day. They were super free in stage 1. Nick said, I can't believe this is the same car we had earlier today. They made several big changes. Latest report, we just need help with the sim turn. 4 tires and fuel for the 48.
There were 8 drivers that were yet to stop. It's now 7 as Sanchez gets his service. So Dye in 7th. The final driver inside the top 10 that is yet to make a green flag pit stop. Jones is going back in front of that group that has been able to get onto pit road. And Sammy Smith, the one driver that we didn't talk a lot about in the pit stop exchange, he has actually cycled the second in the running order of those drivers that have made a green flag pit stop.
It worked out for him for sure in terms of that whole cycle there. Though a large margin to Brandon Jones, though. Now it really was the winner in all this was the leader, Brandon Jones, who pitted there after reacting to.
He said he went far on his end. Isn't that kind of an admission?
The 3 that were
I mean, like, yeah.
Going to be 50 laps to go this time around. And again, we remind you, there's 7 drivers up front that are yet to make their pit stop. And once they get their service, it'll cycle back to Brandon Jones. Jones able to take care of business through the green flag cycle and actually pad his advantage. Here's playoff driver Harrison Burton getting his service. Dylan?
And the first of one
Sammy Smith will be in second once this all cycles
The
through.
rest of the leaders, maybe a slow stop getting the right
Brandon Jones will be the leader.
Harrison was reporting that he was plowing on corner exit, super tight for the 25. Looks like maybe an air pressure adjustment. And slow on the left side, there's a chassis adjustment as well, but slow stop for the 25. Cam, the one's in.
Yeah, man, they've been fighting balance dribblings all day. That started in practice. Did not like where they unloaded. Looked to make adjustments for the race. And have continued to battle balance problems all day long. Most recently, though, Carson telling his team, man, we're getting killed on entry. I'm free. Feels like I'm sliding all over the place as the team goes to work a little bit, making some adjustments on that one as they put in tires and fuel for Carson. You see the chassis right there.
3 drivers inside the top 5 yet to make a pit stop. Queen and Ryan Sieg scored first and second. Jones went by Dye. Dye is yet to pit as well. Now Jones has been able to get by Ryan Sieg as he makes his pit stop. So the green flag cycle is almost complete. A couple of drivers yet to make a stop, including race leader and the man that will win the ARCA championship. Brendan Queen has had an outstanding afternoon here at Kansas.
And I'm not a big fan of the running long here. I would rather be on the short end side of this to get your start. Oh, hang on. Wow, is he loose? He definitely wants to get to the tires, please.
PCA made a sliding catch the other day.
It just,
He's
I feel
awesome.
like when you wait, like we saw Harrison Bird, some of these guys wait. Carson Quapple, you're praying for a caution. You're kind of racing on hope, thinking that this will keep you on the lead lap. But when you stay out that long, because of you losing 2 seconds a lap, both of those guys are going to find themselves cycled a lap down. Now, if the caution comes out, they can do the wave around. If it runs green, maybe their tires are going to be a little bit better on the end. But I like getting on the front side of that and getting ahead.
And the difference really wasn't huge. I mean, you're talking about 6 or 7 laps difference in the number of laps you waited to come down and pit. Connor Zilic, through all of it, has now worked his way back to second of the drivers who have pitted. Here's 88 Radio.
Man, 20 must have had a hell of a stop. Was my green in slow or was the pit stop slow? Kind of both.
Well, and you said like 6 or 7 laps isn't a big difference. From a driver's perspective, when the lap time's 2 seconds off, it feels like an eternity when you're out there. Just like we hear, as a driver, you know where you're at in relation to those guys, and then you cycle your green flag stops, and you look up and like, if I get straight away ahead, all of a sudden, what was it? My fault? Was it yours? What happened there?
And to unpack what he said there when he mentioned green in, he's talking about his lap into pit road, and that means, you know, that whole lap, including getting to pit road. We pointed out he was sliding in under braking. He was trying to get everything he could, so he wondered, was that slow? Was my pit stop slow? Give me some information just so I understand what happened here.
But to put all that in perspective, when the cycle began, Jones had a 4-second advantage over fourth. He's now got a 4-second advantage over what would be second place once Queen comes down and makes a pit stop.
Let's take a look right here. You see Allgaier and Mason Massey right here. They're going to have some contact as maybe Justin comes back up on the track. They're going to be 3 wide.
Oh, around goes the 19. Justin Bonsignor in a hard hit to the wall. That was a hard hit.
And had an outstanding day.
That's big.
A lot of time inside the top 10.
Is he good?
He had a great day going. He did. We've been talking about him.
It was just over a 33-minute green flag run.
The last time we were out, and Justin been doing a great job.
He was running 13th when it got away from him.
Big impact.
Yeah, it was a big impact.
There was a bit of contact here.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just choked us.
Sounds like he might have had contact with another driver on the
I believe
exit
it was
of
the 48 Nick Sanchez.
Turn 2.
Off of turn 2. But a vicious hit there on the inside wall.
Yeah, it was a hard one.
Here they are coming off of turn 2.
Oh, it was almost like Nick
It just felt like a long-ass slide
It
before we
almost
went to hit the wall.
Sanchez as well.
Yeah, that slide felt like an
Slide up,
hour.
Get tied off turn 2, and it's almost like he just misjudged how much room he had right there. And unfortunately for Justin, he got caught. And then you
Boom.
start heading for that inside wall. You see the impact. Those rear tires come completely off the ground.
It's like the 48 took off up the racetrack.
Gosh,
he
it took
kinda
off quick.
Yeah, he was chasing it a little bit at the same time and just met with the 19 at the worst possible place.
It's always incredible to me that wherever the wall sticks out, it's where you
You'll
tend
find
to
it.
always tend to hit. Yeah. Of course, it wouldn't have mattered if that wall would have been in 20 more feet. It was still going to be big contact for the 19 car.
No, especially when you're not expecting it, where he got turned there. You're hard in the throttle already, accelerating off the corner.
It's the 4th caution of the day, and we're showing 14 cars on the lead lap. Here's Sanchez radio.
That's my bad. I just slipped the nose. Yeah, 10-4. I'll relay to him. Just reset.
Well, it won't do any good, I can tell you that. You can go over and say, but 19's going to be mad. He should be. You kind of expect for everybody to keep control of their car, but it wasn't intentional on Sanchez's part. But
the other worry for Nick Sanchez is just that right front fender there could have been dented in. I know these composite bodies, and they usually can get away with it, but if it gets dented the wrong way, that could cause a tire run.
Bonsignor, you heard him on the radio, reclined from the car, and now he'll go back and focus on winning another championship in the modified series. 4-time champion there and second in points with 3 races to go. Queen, the race leader, had not yet made his pit stop under green. Undoubtedly, he's going to come here. What does everyone else do? And who is able to do a wave around if anyone is in that position, depending on how they're scattered around the track? And in position for the free pass right now, Christian Eck is 15th, 1 lap down. He had pitted at lap 150, so 7 laps ago.
This did work out for Brendan Queen there. Able to get on pit road under caution. They went long, that strategy, over 60 laps on that run for them.
He's just done a nice job across the board today.
See the
Limited
20
experience in these cars.
Closing up right there. Got on pit road as well. Want those tires right now. They know how important they are today.
43 laps to go, and some big names on the pit lane, Dylan.
Brandon Jones, I think they pitted because they felt like their long run has been as good as anybody. Brandon said that he was just a little bit tight those first couple of laps to fire off. Brendan Queen barely made it to pit road. They were telling him to save fuel on the flat under yellow. They were pitting that lap that the yellow came out, Tim.
For Connor Zilic, preaching Marty Lindley said if the leader Brendan Jones comes, then you need to come as well. Fired up Flukes, but Connor said if it's going to trend tight like it did last time, then I guess I need it that way. And Jim Coleman, keeping his driver Justin Allgaier out, said do the opposite of what the leaders do. We got to save a set of tires.
Yeah, Allgaier does stay out, as you said. He'll have that set of tires should we get another caution later on. The race off Progressive Pit Road. Jones able to hold his position. Zilic, Smith, Hill, and Gray. The rest of the top 5. Queen lost 5 spots in the exchange. Here's the reason we're under caution for a 4th time today. Sanchez into Bonsignor. The stretch run coming to Kansas.
Closed captioning for today's race is brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever.
Race fans, don't miss a single lap. Catch the races for free with Tableau. Plus, pause and record all the action.
$600 a year. If you're 50 plus, you could save up to that much by switching 2 unlimited lines from Big Wireless to Consumer Cellular. So why don't you pick up your phone while I take this hammer and see how we can cut your bill. Call Consumer Cellular.
I was known for showing up and showing out, but psoriasis shut me down.
It stole my motivation. But I'm done letting psoriasis keep me at home. With Bimzelx, I can't wait to say, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief. Bimzelx helps adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis control plaques to deliver clearer skin fast for results that last. Most people got 100% clear skin, some after the first dose. Now, I like what I see looking back at me.
I'm saying so long to long sleeves.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx, also approved for psoriatic arthritis and HS.
How do you get all that flavor on just one pan? Oh, Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. Nice. This school night dinner gets an A+ from me. Hidden Valley Ranch. Only serious about flavor.
Harbor Freight tools keep getting better with time. Better performance, better durability, better value. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. 10 straight days of incredible deals going on now through October 1st.
My heart has 2 chambers. One for my family, one for my Kohl's Cash.
Follow your heart. All month, enter for a chance to win Kohl's Cash and get epic deals on fall favorites now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com.
At your next big event, everything needs to feel just right. From the presentation to the products, 4imprint provides outstanding branded gear, guaranteed to show up sharp and right on time. Visit 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Ooh, okay, Big Wheels. We see you, Mike. Oh, you need my beautiful new ride? Well, with Progressive Name Your Price tool, I went and found the right auto insurance rate for me. You know this thing can traverse any terrain.
Terrain? No, that's not what you call in your auntie's driveway.
Some things you can handle, like finding auto insurance coverage that's right for you with Progressive's Name Your Price tool.
Wait, what happened to the coupe?
Oh, well, you know, I think it disappeared with his hairline.
Handling what your loved ones say about you, not so much.
Got a great car, great team, go execute. The intensity. Fight for the head no matter what happens. Good day, being Victor Lane. We are high on the leader now.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express Card. In Kansas, Justin Allgaier, the race leader. A strategy call to stay out here. Let's get an update. Driver 7. Here's Kim.
Yeah, we talked about how Jim Coleman wanted him to do the opposite of the other leaders. Here's him on the radio telling his driver what his thought was behind the choice.
We've earned good points at both stages, right? They're going to be a second faster than everybody. They're going to come flying by you. You're just going to have to do your thing. If you don't green out 10 laps, 15 laps, it's a second in 10 laps. 1 second of fall off in 10 laps. So if you can recover that a little bit, we will be sitting in a catbird seat.
They do have one extra set of tires laying compared to the drivers that came down pit road, Dylan.
Brandon Jones in the 20 took the opposite approach. They pitted. Here's the reason why.
Just hoping for a late caution. Honestly, we can't help for that. They're both in really good point spots to try something. They were going to beat us straight up where they were running. But just cool it down. Get ready here.
Two different approaches, about a 15-lap difference on tires. We'll see which one pays off.
Well, if we get a caution, the 7's in the best position. If we don't get a caution, the 20 is. And I like the reasoning for Coleman. I think what he said was perfect. They've already scored good points. They're here for the win. That was going to be their best shot at getting to victory lane today.
Allgaier stays out, Mayer stays out. They're on the older tires. Jones and Zilich, row 2 on those tires that they got came down under caution. Wave arounds here. Go to Raja Karut, the 1 of Carson Waffle, 28 of Kyle Sieg. Free pass.
Back green.
Goes to Christian Eckes, who restarts 15. 38 laps remaining in Kansas.
38 to go.
20 down here into turn 1 because they're going to, you'll see the big difference in the grip. You see they're already splitting them out 3 or 4 wide back in the pack. Great launch by Justin Allgaier, though. I was worried for them on these older tires to be able to get a launch. Great job as Sam Mayer fades quickly. That's the best thing Justin can do is try to just get away. Yeah, but look at the difference right there. The speed. Allgaier gets cleared by 3 cars down the backstretch. He had to check up because he got it on the wall a little bit off the exit of turn 2. Look at Jesse Love on the outside getting a big run. Oh, I've got ties.
There's Love, that red and white number 2. Mayer on those older tires, going in the wrong direction. And think about the drivers up front. Jones in a pretty good points position. Zilich all but locked in the next round. Hill and Smith both probably in a position where, I mean, they don't have to win to advance, but a win would go a long way in helping them, and they are in the hunt lane.
Jesse Love's short run speed is incredible. Like to see him, he's been able to work the top, the middle, or the bottom. You see Brandon Jones is checked out slightly on Connor Zilich right here. Look at Love on the outside right here. Mayer's on those older tires, hold them up. You see 311. Oh, he got so tight right there.
You referenced the 11 of Brennan Queen. He's still got a set of tires because they ran it long and he's able to pit under caution. And because of the other drivers pitting, he's got good track position. A heck of a second start for this driver out of Virginia.
That caution worked perfectly for the 11 car when they went as long as they did. Although they were so tight on fuel, it's worked out perfectly. They're on the same set of tires as the leaders, and they have another set lane if we get a late race caution.
Allgaier's falling all the way back to 11th right now.
And look at Zilich. He's not letting Jones get away.
Another great battle for the lead here.
With 35 to go.
Zilich and Jones once again.
Talk about their long run speed has been really good. Been a little bit off maybe on the short run. The 88, I mean, it's hard to ever count him out based on what's happened over the past 15 weeks. I mean, he's been there every single weekend. You see they put themselves in another good position here. But I like the 20 on the long run. If he can hold him off for a little while and not let the 88 get by him.
Looking there, they drove through some smoke down there in turn 3. That was from Cole Raz getting to the wall, cutting tire down. He's back on pit road as these two continue on fighting for the lead.
Looks to me like the 20 sliding the back really bad. See Connor started running just a little bit higher, trying to generate that.
Here's Zilich
down the backstretch.
On the outside.
You know, Zilich has been, you talk about what he's done the last 15 races. 15 consecutive top 5s. That matches Sam Ard for the best run all time when you talk about consecutive top 5 finishes. wishes he could break the record here today. We know about his wins, already owns the record for most wins by a rookie, the youngest driver to do so many things in the history of the Xfinity Series. And despite the fact he's so good on points, he'd love to punch his ticket with win number 10 and go to the round of 8.
What about the guy in third? Haven't talked a lot about Austin Hill and kind of
Sheldon's up to fifth.
Order, right? You see, he's done a really good job executing a perfect day. I just looked up and I was trying to figure out who's the blue car running behind those guys. I'm like, wow, Austin Hill. You see right there, 7 points below the cut line, but man, a top 5 today would be huge for this 21 team.
This is the day they needed for the 21. They needed a big day today because of where they came in there, came in the playoffs with 0 playoff points from that suspension at Iowa post-Indy. They needed a big day today to try and combat what could possibly happen at the Roval next week.
They were disappointed at Bristol, but they kind of anticipated that was going to be a tough race for them because historically he's not been good there. However, 1.5 miles, strong for him. He's a really good road racer as well. So he cuts the deficit down here, and then you go to a place where you feel like you can take advantage again next week in the elimination race at the Roval. Let's hear from Justin Bonsignor down to Dillon.
Yeah, he's out of the care center, checked and released. What's your take on the contact and ultimately what ended your day?
Nick just wasn't clear from the replay I saw. I don't know if he got free and kind of chased it up into me, but or he was just trying to pull me back on a side drive. But unfortunately, we had a car that was a really good car today. I'm just want to thank M3 Technologies, everybody at JGR. Car's obviously quicker than I am. I feel like we could have had a good, solid top 10 finish, but it wasn't meant to be. So we got 2 more, and we'll try hard at Martinsville. I feel confident going there. I've been there a bunch of times. So unfortunate that we couldn't get a good finish today, but obviously it's a good thing the 19's on to the next round, and hopefully Brandon Jones can get us another win here and get us through.
And 19's still in the owner's fight.
Well, he referenced Brandon Jones. I've been watching lap times. It took 12 laps for those lap times to kind of flip, and Jones now has been able to consistently beat Connor Zoltan in the lap time. He's had to work his tail off for the first bit, but it's paid off now.
Taylor Gray up in the top 5. You talk about the day for Joe Gibbs Racing and their 2 playoff contenders doing an outstanding job. Jones trying to win it, Gray getting a bunch of points and adding to his advantage over the cut line. Came in +3 now, finds himself at +19 as he continues to race with Creed. And Jones just set the fastest lap of the race. That's good for another point. You see the purple stopwatch by his name there in our bumper.
Good recovery for Sheldon Creed here today. Struggled there in stage 1 and stage 2. Didn't get any stage points today, but they'll get back into the top 5 late. This is big for them after that second place finish at Bristol last 2 weeks ago.
What is it about Creed in the final stage? You know, he had the speeding penalty.
It's alive.
And as you said, came back to finish second. And here he is today, quiet all day long, but finding his way into the top 5 in the final stage. He's there with 28 to go and trying to hit another one. He's got Sammy Smith in his sights.
Yeah, and Sammy Smith's had a tremendous day. You look, he scored 8 stage points. You see he's running the top 5 right now. He's just so frustrated with what happened a couple of weeks ago at Bristol. You see still 14 points down, but he's not out of it, right? He can go to the Roval. If he can just finish where he is right here, he still is going to have a shot. We really don't have anybody, mathematically out of this. We head to the Roval next weekend, and we know how chaotic that place can be. We know it'll get wild. Hopefully we get a little rain next Saturday to make it even crazier.
I wouldn't be aggressive.
I shouldn't have said that. Are you kidding? Shouldn't have said I hope. I'm sorry.
Nobody's going to be talking to you.
Yeah, definitely will not.
26 laps to go. Brandon Jones leads. He's already won here twice. In fact, he's the only driver in the field today who's won here in Xfinity competition. And you look at his history, 6 career wins, all have come driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Came back over driving for the coach this year. And you've seen the little extra bump in his step. Got a victory at Darlington early in the campaign to end that long winless streak. And it felt like he had a little bit of a different attitude as we entered the playoffs, a chip on his shoulder. He feels like this is his time, and boy, is he taking advantage of one of his better tracks here today.
Well, great track for him, and as a driver, when you go to a track you feel confident at, a lot of that comes because you know the fuel that you need in your car. They have a great history. You talked about, I think Gibbs is a tremendous fit for him. His time at Junior Motorsports didn't have the success that he has at Joe Gibbs Racing, but you mentioned it. I mean, the 2 wins here, confidence as high as it can be. This has been traditionally a terrific track for Joe Gibbs Racing, and like I say, kind of knowing the feel, the changes you need through stage 1 and stage 2, you know, what you need to get your car better. And here he is right now, getting that top line working. Zilic, the lap times have kind of leveled out for these two guys right now. I think they're both pacing themselves, knowing that we don't need another caution for them because of the tires.
I mean, Jones is leading, but Zilic is not going to give it to him. What's the story there right now, Kim?
You know, a little free there for Connor Zilic, and that's been his most recent complaint is free. But if we look at this day for Zilic on paper, I don't know that it really shows what the day has resulted in. Currently running the second position, but remember back in practice, kissed the wall off of 2, only got about a dozen laps of practice in before they hung up their hat and called it a day. And then he has just been complaining about the balance all day long. In fact, at one point saying we suck. Despite that, he's had the pace again, running in the second position, looking to continue that streak of top 5s. Remember, 15 straight top 5s ties the record with Sam Ard that was done back in 1983. He could set himself apart, Dylan, if he holds this position.
Austin Hill runs in the 3rd spot. This is a good day for them, and you guys in the booth talked about it. Chad Haney, the crew chief, told me this morning, close the points gap today. We don't need to do anything crazy. We actually feel okay about going to the Roval, but we don't want to go there having to make up 16 points, which is how they started the day. They've done a good job, scored stage points. That gap is -7 now, so even though they're still in a hole next week, as we run right now, it's a net gain for these guys, so to speak. Better position now than they were at the start of the day. And kind of the same story for Sammy Smith behind them. Philip Bell, his crew chief, called today. Not a must win, simply a must have a good day. They've scored stage points, and they started -24. As we run right now with Sammy in the 4th spot, they're -14. So again, they cut some of that deficit off, just trying to make it a little bit more manageable next week when they go to the Roval, Candy.
So I think about Sheldon Creed and how he started the playoffs, very quietly had a strong showing. You think about the runner-up place he finished at Bristol, scored some good points there, then came into this weekend and currently running in the 5th position. And he told me, look, you can get through the first round just finishing top 10. And that's exactly what they've done, both at Bristol, what they're trying to do here with 20 to go. It's just been loose all day for Creed. In fact, at one point he said, I need to be tightened up 5 numbers. That is a huge adjustment right now. Still loose for the 0-0, Dylan.
I told you at the start of the day about Jason Ratcliffe, the crew chief for Taylor Gray's message. Basically that they just have to do what they do every race. Their points position was okay and better than being -3 to the cut line. They started +3. They're +17 right now. Another team that has done well to earn stage points. They scored the 5th most points of those that have earned stage points today. Their balance is better. They've made some adjustments every stop. Taylor said this last adjustment they made on the most recent pit stop was a positive one. He runs in the 6th spot right now, +17 to the cutoff, Kim.
And Jesse Love and the 2 team were looking for a big day. In fact, stage points was one thing they had circled. They got that done in the first stage, and then that's where the hiccups started coming. Their first 2 stops of the day at the end of each stage were mired by mistakes. The first stop, they had a slow right side tire change. That second stop, remember, his foot slipped off the clutch. He spun the wheel at the end before they finished the stop on the left side. Despite that, they have rallied and now run in the 7th position. So I think they'll walk away from this day knowing they made mistakes, but made the best of the day that they were given.
We look at the playoff standings.
My Wimpic's running 15th.
And wonderful information from Ken
My guy's
and
running
Dylan.
5th.
And you see how things look with Jones out front. They talked about where some of these drivers are, but I just look at the margins right around the cut line. And really, if you go from Quaffle down to Harrison Burton, and I don't want to take Sammy Smith out of the equation, but all those drivers separated by single digits at the cut line.
It is, and the one that sticks out to me is Allgaier on that, because right now, if you're an Allgaier fan, this is when you need the caution to come out. Like, this is the perfect timing for him. I'm sure Pullman's on the pit box praying for just a little bit of debris, maybe to be on the track so they can get to pit road. But he's got a nice little cushion on the cutoffs. But you're right, Adam. It is stressful for all those other guys.
A big loser through that whole caution sequence was Harrison Burton, who got trapped a lap down here. Right now, sitting basically the 2nd car lap down, so not even in the free pass position right at this moment. And I think this just really hurt them because they were probably a better car than being in 20th position. But through that cycle and where we were at that time, as we went through that cycle, when the caution came out, it knocked these guys a lap down perfectly.
You know, as we get down to 15 laps to go, we've been talking a lot about the playoff standings and the impact aspect of what we'll have next week in the elimination race at the Roval, and that's a big, big deal. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact of the performance of all the playoff drivers here today. And that we will begin the round of 8 at another mile and a half in 2 weeks' time at Las Vegas. And some of the carryover and the message that can be sent to the competition today, the confidence that can be developed. Winning today and going to the round of 8 is a big deal. But if you win in Las Vegas...
Yeah, Nick Sanchez is -6 to the cut line. Austin Hill's -7. Harrison Burton's -8. And Sammy Smith's -14. Brandon Jones is the leader. I actually don't know how many he is, but Zill's just plus like 100 something.
To lock yourself in the championship for is one of the most powerful things you can do to give yourself a better chance than your competitors to go and win a championship. With every reason you mentioned, Adam, which is getting to focus on Phoenix, it's one of the single most powerful things you can do. And I think to your point, today is a great indicator. If you're good here at Kansas, you can be good at Las Vegas. It's very similar. The one thing I will say, though, is this new right side tire has obviously thrown many of these teams for a loop. They had to learn that today. I don't know if that transfers over to Vegas.
Talk about playoff drivers in the top 7 are playoff drivers. 8 of the top 10 going for the championship. So they have no doubt done an outstanding job. And, you know, Brendan Queen played the strategy game. He's done great today. Second career start in the top 10. But, you know, if you're Nick Sanchez and you know they're in the position to disappoint, you're like, okay, I'm going to rain on your parade because I want just one more spot to make my life that much easier when I get to the Roval next week.
You can't say enough for Butterbean, though. When we go back to his first race in the Xfinity Series, finished 20th, you could sense the disappointment, right? He wanted to do better. His expectations were higher than that. And to come here this weekend, and I mean, he's put together a tremendous race. He's qualified well. It's been kind of a complete day. And to me, Brendan Queen has went from just this late model guy from the Southeast to almost like a household name now. And we talk about him every single week. He's going to be the ARCA champion if he can start the race next weekend in Toledo. You see him out here gaining a lot of respect. I'm telling you, the 11 car is sideways as much as it is straight. He's driving the tail off of that car. It's so much fun to watch.
He's a great personality. He's done an awesome job and held off the 48 here. Nick Sanchez got a little bit of breathing room here through 3 and 4. Do you have more, Dylan?
Yeah, well, and I think you guys will understand this. When you make your first start at Bristol, there's so much to learn, and it's almost impossible to learn and process it because things are happening so fast. So when I talked to Brendan this morning, he's like, I'm really excited to be here, take what I learned at Bristol, take what I'm going to continue to learn today, and really be able to think through it and apply it. He had a lot to learn with the aero, the things that are challenging on these racetracks. The experience of the cars around him has rebounded from 2 bad pit stops in the early stages of this race, and is locked into getting top 10 here. Really impressive run.
I actually think Brandon Jones is going to win this fucking race.
Very sideways there.
Sucks.
Walks up the racetrack. That allowed Nick
He's the only guy in the
Sanchez
field who has ever won here.
He's learning all about the aero that Dylan just described.
Well, and if I'm spotting for the 11 car, I'll be like, hey, we put together a solid day. Let's not end it here with 10 laps to go for one position. But you see these guys going at it. He's learning a lot today.
But look at the standings. Sanchez makes the pass. He goes from 6 back to 5 in relation to that cut line, and that could be a huge difference maker. And as I watch these two race, it makes me think about the possibility of a late caution, and at this stage, that could equal overtime. You know, if you look at our mile-and-a-half races this year, last 3 have ended with extra time, and each one of those we've had, you know, a big pass in overtime to decide it. So Brandon Jones, he may not want to see
Why can't Connor win in the playoffs? Because your mom. That's why.
in 2025.
That's actually why,
Just
Jaden.
came on the radio and told Adam to stop talking. Just now.
Maybe that was a reverse jinx.
That was enough.
And give a call to, you know, to Sam McCauley, sophomore crew chief. And last year, not a lot of room for he and his race team when he was calling the shots for Sheldon Creed. But Brandon Jones, when he came back over to Joe Gibbs Racing, he said, Sam's the guy that I want. Even though, you know, he had success with other guys when he's been at Joe Gibbs Racing in the past, and they have done an outstanding job in 2025.
I love the confidence of his call when he pulled Brandon down the pit road at that last caution when the 7 stayed out. He said he gave him the perfect lay of the land. The 7's doing this because they have points in the bank. They can take that risk, and they're going on hope. We're not going to do that. We've got a fast car. We're great on the long run. We're going to take our last set of tires and go.
Yeah, I saw SVG got a penalty.
We'll deal with it. I think it was a really
That's
smart choice.
I thought
not
both
good
of
for
those
him.
Chiefs did an excellent job of explaining the situation to both the drivers. Like, Allgaier's going to be disappointed if the caution doesn't come out right here. But the reason for what they did made complete sense in that moment. And same thing with the 20 car. Yeah, Macaulay did a tremendous job explaining their situation, and they've been able to capitalize on it. Oh, hang on, Raja.
It's a team
Where is
effort,
Kyle
and we
starting
talked about
tomorrow?
The strategy call and the execution from the driver, but their pit crew has just been incredible today. Yeah, and when you look at their pit stops, 8 of the fastest pit stops this year have come in this race today, and the 20 car has been right there at the top, delivering 4 of those. So the execution has just been remarkable.
Well,
29th.
we saw pit
Is that
stops with a lot of
after
people today.
everybody that got like
Able to
moved back
capitalize
because
on
of the
coming out, setting on the
penalties,
pole.
or is that
I mean,
before?
Harvick's been a perfect day for the 20 car. Got a little bit behind, maybe with a couple of those stages, but they've been able to execute the right pit strategy up to this point. They've had a fast car. The driver's done a good job. The crew chief's done a good job. The pit crew, and that's what it takes to win at this level.
And I think this is the type of run they wanted to see to finish this race. When you look at some of the restarts he's had today, where he's been the leader, lost the lead, had to fight back over the long run. Having a long run like this, if it does go to the end here on this run, this is exactly what they wanted to play out for that 20 car. The way they built that race car for the long run and the speed they've had over the course of these runs.
Before it's the
Guys on
27th.
the right-hand side of the screen, fighting for every point they can get. You see Creed's in 6th, only 12 points up. Sammy Smith, 14 down. We'll talk about this for the next 5 or 6 weeks about how important every single point is. And Adam said it a second ago, it's just so close from 7th place all the way down to 11th place, and that can change literally in the stages next weekend.
And when you're in Sammy Smith's position, trying to hold off Sheldon Creed here, it feels like you're fighting for your life. It's one position. It's not even for the win, and yet I can tell you the immense pressure you're under inside that race car to just find a way to hold that car behind you off, because you know that point could be the difference next week between not going to fight for a championship or having that chance. It's just an amazing pressure that you don't really experience any other time in racing except for in these sorts of playoff design, where you're put in this position of knowing that this position could be the difference between going to
3 laps to go.
Well, and because we've seen it play out so many times in this format.
Jones has a
1
2.8
point
second
difference
lead,
towards
so it
your
looks like he's
tie.
going to have
We know Creed has that
the
second
win.
place finish. Oh, Bristol.
Don't do that to me, Ryan.
Something crazy happens.
Jones is like, no, hang on. 2 laps to go for the race leader, and he just wants to get around one more time and see that white flag. He doesn't need another restart and overtime and all of that. Now, you think about Toyota, 2 wins in the regular season. Brandon Jones at Darlington, Eric Almirola at Phoenix. Been a quiet year
Come to the
for
white
Toyota
flag.
as a manufacturer, and Joe Gibbs Racing as a team. But they're 1-0 in the playoffs. Eric Almirola got it done at Bristol, and the white flag going to go in the air this
All
time
right,
for
white
Brandon
flag is in the
Jones.
air one more time around at Kansas.
No need to push the issue
Fuck
right here.
Brandon
He's got
Jones.
almost a 3-second lead on Connor Zilch behind him. He can ride right behind these guys. Just bring it home.
He was at Joe Gibbs Racing before, went to Junior Motorsports, unable to make the playoffs the last 2 years. But he comes back to drive for the
And
coach.
Brandon
He's
Jones will
been
come
great
around and he'll be a
2025.
bitch. And he will always be a bitch. And he does bitch things, but he wins the race today at Kansas.
The king at Kansas.
Domination right there, Brandon Jones. Great work.
Sammy Smith gets 4th over Sheldon Creed.
You can breathe now, Sammy.
Yeah. Zilich and Hill 2nd and 3rd. And Zilich gets the record, 16 consecutive top 5 finishes, the best all time. And for Brandon Jones, the Kansas trifecta, his 3rd win here in the Heartland.
Really, I think there was a lot of people as Kansas was in this round saying if Brandon Jones is a part of the playoffs, that's the race for him. And I think he knew that. He talked about it before the playoffs, just his confidence here.
Jaden, look, the leaderboard's dancing
Wins
again.
the pole, wins the race.
Or the standings thing. Sorry.
And I don't care what your advantage stages going to the Roval, you never feel comfortable, right?
Oh,
And now he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, the Roval as a fan, it's a tremendous playoff race. As a driver, it's a terrible one because there's so many unknowns in the way that you would capitalize on stage points there. The one thing I'll tell you about Brandon Jones is I feel like he's put more effort in this year than he has throughout his whole career. He knew that coming back over here to Joe Gibbs Racing was his
celebrating the win, yeah.
opportunity,
Well,
the
fuck
success
them.
he had here before, the work he put in the off season. It's been a great year for the 20 team.
Brandon Jones wins his way to the round of 8. Connor Zilich will be there as well. His advantage over the cut line today, and more importantly, over 8 entering the Roval, good enough to move him to the round of 8. And the reigning champ is going back to the round of 8 as well. Justin Allgaier, even though today didn't pan out the way he would have liked, good enough winning those 2 stages to have enough points to ensure that he will be back in the round of 8 in 2025.
And I think what they did there, the risk they took, was the right calculated risk for the situation they were in. Absolutely.
Totally
It didn't net out, but it was the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be frustrated if you're in his position, but the caution comes out with 10 or 15 to go. You're in the position to
You're a
win,
hero.
right? You've got the best situation there. And I think they played the cards that they were dealt, and they did a great job of it.
How about Joe Gibbs Racing? They were so good to start the playoffs at the Cup level, and they're 2-0 in the Xfinity Series. 7th career win for Brandon Jones. He grabs that checkered flag and eventually will make his way to Mobil 1 Victory Lane. For the coach, 14 wins here in the last 19 races. Wow. I mean, Joe Gibbs Racing has just dominated Kansas on the Xfinity side. Connor Zilich, a runner-up and going on to the round of 8. Here's Kim.
That's right. Adam clenches a spot in the round of 8. Runner-up finish here, though. I know you were frustrated with
Here's
the
Connor
balance of your
Zilich.
car throughout the day. What was the
Finished
biggest
second.
challenge out there for you and the team?
Yeah, it was tough. It was a new right side tire for us this year, and it was definitely a lot different. But no, really, hats off to the entire Carolina Carport Chevrolet team. My picker did an awesome job. We just did a solid job executing all day long with a car I didn't feel like was winning capable, except at a point there in stage 3 I thought we had a chance at it. So we'll look back at it and see what we could have done better. But we were just kind of throwing Hail Marys at it all day and trying to make one stick, but it didn't stick.
I know you would have liked the win, but this is your 16th straight top 5 finish. That's
Damn.
apart from legend Sam Ard in the history books. What does that mean to you?
It's
Yeah,
fucking
it just shows
crazy.
that, these junior motorsports cars are as fast as Xfinity Mobile every week, and they make our jobs a lot easier as a driver. So it's really cool to not only have that record but go 16 weeks without a DNF. There's a lot of things that we can be proud of as a team. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing and executing, and hopefully we'll give ourselves a chance out in Phoenix.
Connor Zilich transfers to the round of 8.
Well, guys, I know that I'm old because those glasses make no sense to me.
They're a different color than the ones over there today.
Yeah, he and Jesse Love, I think, wear those, and I don't get it.
And now our Mobil 1 winning moment. Today about Brandon Jones. Starts on the pole, leads 54 laps. Tire deficit for Justin Allgaier after some strategy had played out in a cycle of stops. And here comes Brandon Jones doing what he does.
He used these tires correctly to his advantage, slips by the 7 and says, "Thank you, see you all later. I'm going to Victory Lane."
I really enjoy that we get to see the driver get out of their car and celebrate with the team in Victory Lane. I love this. It reminds me of the way it was, and I think that's such a special moment to get sprayed the initial time, and getting out of the car and feeling all that. I'm a big fan of going back and doing this.
Well, Brandon Jones has been a great veteran, and you think about the teams that he's been behind the wheel for. Started his career at RCR, came to Joe Gibbs Racing. We talked about the stint at Junior Motorsports, but driving here for this group is where he has enjoyed the highlights. 7 career wins, all coming under this umbrella, and to see him in this position, just a great dude. And you could be happy for a lot of guys in that garage to win, but he's someone that has always done it the right way. And as I said at Media Day, felt a little bit different this year from Brandon Jones in a major league statement here today as he wins his way to the round of 8. Here's Dylan Welch.
Don't fall.
And this is a dominating performance with probably the best car in the field today, top to bottom, and there was a lot of confidence in this group talking to them earlier today, and step in here and grab a word with the race winner. I'll turn you around this way, Brandon. Talking to you and Crew Chief Sam McCauley earlier today, I know you guys were confident in what you had. How good did it feel, though, to put the full day together and get this car probably the result it deserves?
Yeah, man. I mean, that was exactly like how we needed that to go down. Those huge two second-place stages. First would have been nicer, but I'm not going to get greedy with that. Two really solid stages, and I mean, just no mistakes. Entire day was so well executed. That's probably by far in my career my most well executed race to date. So I'm so proud of these guys. We worked so hard the entire week to get here and to put races like this together. I was so happy that it went green. I know for the fans they want to see action, but I was just praying for longer runs because this car was so good there. But as fast as Xfinity Mobile all day, we had people from Spectraside, Hot Shots, Rejuvenate, and Menards this weekend come to racetrack. So always a blast to win in front of them. Get to give Menards another win, and on to the next round, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah, you get next week at the Roval to just kind of do what you guys want to do as far as getting ready for the next round. But you get to prepare maybe a week early for Vegas, which obviously you win that. We all know what happens there. You go to Phoenix. So how big is this win today just to allow that extra prep for another mile and a half?
I mean, just huge. I mean, we've always been a contender at Vegas. We haven't been able to get that done just yet there, but we've always been so fast at that racetrack. So I feel like with this momentum we have here this weekend, really, peaking at the right time with these race cars is crucial. So I'm excited for that one. We'll go to the Roval, have some fun with it. Road racing's been a lot more fun here recently. I've been working on that craft a bunch, and we've been really fast here as of late on our preparation, simulation-wise, for the Roval. So we'll go there and have a good day and have fun. But yeah, whatever happens there is really no big deal at this point. We're going to continue to go on, and a lot of good rounds in that next round for us.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Brandon Jones, second win of the year, comes here in Kansas, and maybe no more perfect time than now. To
Fuck
get that
Brandon
second win.
Jones.
28 years old from Atlanta, Georgia, and it's so sweet to celebrate in Mobil 1 Victory Lane for Brandon Jones. He gets it done here today, and he said it on the radio after. We laid it on him. Yes, he did. Turned it up in the final stage. A runner-up, stage 1, stage 2, but when it was the black and white...
And Red Sox lose 2-1.
Number 20 was at the top of the heap. He's moving on to the round of 8.
The boys are hungover. That's what happens. It's all good,
If you have wet AMD or DME, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. And your
They need to get over that
condition
hangover
doesn't have to steal the
by
moment.
Tuesday.
Long-lasting Eylea HD delivers powerful vision improvements.
Anyway,
It can save your vision.
I want to thank
for the
you
future.
dicks for watching, and peace out.
Eylea HD